Hello and welcome everybody to this bonus race of the FFR Rando Marathon Winter 2022. We bring you this bonus race, a Runback Redemption with Pink Batman for Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. We're accepting donations to the Burn Children's Fund and during the run. But without further ado, let's get to the run.
Hello everyone, I have returned. One thing I did want to mention about the donations, we are actually reopening one of the incentives that did not get met during the Sunday run. We are leaving the donation incentive for the Hell Logic Glitch Exhibition. God, it's so hard to say all at once. Yeah, Hell Logic Glitch Exhibition run. It is currently at 35. Yes, 35 out of $80. So if you guys are feeling a little generous, love to have you finish up on that donation, so you can see some of the absolute chaos that happens in this game that is definitely called the Zelda of Zelda Egg Awakening. So with that being said, who's ready for some Zelda, guys? If anybody
I
during the
am
run,
definitely.
absolutely. If anybody has any questions at all whatsoever about the run, whether it be the hosts or chat or whoever, feel free to tell me to shut up for 5 minutes. And I will gladly answer any questions you guys have about the game. But with that being said, what do you say we get this timer rolling? Do a countdown here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So, just like we did on Sunday, we're going to wake up in bed. We're going to talk to the windfish. Hello there, dragon. Welcome to the run. Why are you in my bed? Apparently I'm in the windfish's bed. We're going to go talk to Mario. Mario's going to give us a fire flower. Classic item from the Zelda series, of course. As far as the settings go for this seed, we are doing the same settings we did on Sunday. Wouldn't be a true redemption if we didn't do it otherwise. So we're going to hope... Well, actually, we have already confirmed that we are not starting with nothing but bombs this time. We got that nice little fire flower that's going to make the beginning of this seed much, much friendlier than last time. And we're getting body blocked by very annoying, very specific item boss combos. It's an hour and 10 minute time saved. Yes, it was. Hour and 10 minutes faster than last time. Fun little glitch here. It didn't go off. Never mind. If you use your fire flower / magic rod when you're jumping down that cliff, it likes to sometimes just rapidly fire it off. We might get to see it again later if I have to come back down here later for... Why am I going this way? I don't have a bracelet. Yeah, we'll definitely see that that glitch a little bit later. But for right now, we're going to go fishing again. One of the things I did bring back for this run was the meme graphic. So, of course, we're going to go talk to the fish man over here. And we are, of course, going to be fishing the fisherman.
I was just going to ask you about the sprites. And I had forgotten that it had the meme graphics incentive, Matt, because these are a thing of beauty.
Yeah, I haven't even touched up on any of the graphics yet, have I? This is just a start. There are going to be so many funny ones. The Fisherman Fish Pond is one of my personal favorites. There are a couple other that definitely make me chuckle quite a lot.
Yeah, I noticed the Pokemon, it looked like, in lieu of the Chain Chomp.
Absolutely, that is our friendly Charmander. Ooh, look at that. We're going to go trendy game with this dead guy for the head of Marin. So what this is, we did not actually decapitate Marin. Part of the randomizer, there are 3 different songs available to find in the game. In order to represent those, we decided to give them the head of the song, or the person that you learn it from. So we've got the head of Marin, we've got Mambo, and we've also got the head of a frog for the frog song as well, which we'll see later, I'm sure.
I do have a question.
What's going on?
So, why DX over regular?
Because the regular is completely broken. Well, no, to be fair, both these games are pretty broken. DX is just a little more well polished. To be completely honest, I don't actually know if there is an existence of a randomizer for the original Link's Awakening. DX just happened to be the one I gravitated more immediately towards. It was the randomizer I discovered first, and so it was the randomizer I chose to learn. But actually, me and Hate were actually kind of... Oh my gosh. Well, we didn't have to wait 30, 40 minutes for the feather this time. We just got it right away. It's pretty nice. Already in a good position to cheat. What was I saying? Yeah, I don't know if randomizer for the original exists. I don't know how it would work, seeing as you could just warp yourself halfway across the world just by transitioning wrong anyway.
Yeah, that game was spectacularly, beautifully broken just from the outset. So I fear what a randomizer would/could do to it.
Yeah. We did, so one thing that's actually currently in production right now, oh my god, I got boots already too? What? Okay, this is so much better than the last seed. That was so good, I actually completely forgot what I was about to mention. Oh, that's right, we are in production of working on kind of a crowd control for the randomizer for this game right now.
Oh my.
It's not called crowd control, it's technically called viewer vivify. But we're working out a lot of kinks. I know Dragon in the chat is one of the people who's helping work on it. One of our other runners by the name of Manamateria is also... Why is this not working? Hold on one second. Come on. So right now, I better explain this really quick, and then I'll talk about viewer vivify a little bit more. So I was doing there was trying to do a super jump. It's a lot easier to do with sword. If you do it with the fire flower, it does have a bit of a delay when you're trying to do it. Basically, if you jump into a wall that has a ledge you can normally fall off of, like this, you can clip into the wall like so, jump towards the wall, away from it, use your fire flower / sword / bow, and just jump up on a cliff. It is one of the most broken tricks in the game, next to bomb triggers, which I'll kind of explain that mechanic a little bit later once we find the bombs. But for right now, we'll just kind of continue to trek through D7 while I go back to talking about the viewer vivify thing. It works similar to crowd control. Unfortunately, like, this game didn't really have a crowd control for a while. It had one for the base, like just LADX, but not for the randomizer itself, and it unfortunately was not compatible with the randomizer. But it's going to be a very similar thing. It's going to have some extra features that crowd control didn't have, such as being able to just straight up change the graphics on the fly with your points that you generate just by viewing the stream. You can, obviously cause damage. You can deplete bombs, add bombs, disable items. There's a lot you can do with the features of it. Now, I usually cheat for this chest. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that right now. I might just have to do that the normal way. We'll see. But yeah, the viewer vivify thing is something that we're super excited to be playtesting right now, and we're hoping to bring it to more marathon runs here soon. I know there is one coming up here in a couple months that we are hopefully going to try it out, but we'll see how well that goes. The bane of my existence, these stupid 3-of-a-kinds, the ones that caused me to not get feather for like almost 40 minutes. Now fall like they're nothing because we actually have a weapon this time. I don't have bracelet. I gotta think about what I can actually do in this dungeon right now. I didn't really think that far ahead. Usually I just kind of fly through the dungeon and grab everything. Let's at least go back and grab the... Oh, sorry, what was that? Go ahead.
I will say I love the slimes.
Oh, the Zols are just they're just links. Yep, those are pretty great. I'm trying to think. What else is...
This being a randomizer, do you guys go to the color dungeon in this?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Absolutely. So one of the things I do have on right now is Dungeon Shuffle. So all the dungeons are shuffled around right now. I actually can't get into the color dungeon to see what that dungeon is right now. Give me 1 second here. Let me think real quick. I believe that's actually everything I can do here right now. There is another check I can do up in the woods, but technically be faster to return home. Actually, I think it's the only check I can do, so this is probably what I needed to do. But yes, all the dungeons are available. The color dungeon entrance is locked by Power Bracelet. Not just because I have to have Power Bracelet to get there, but just to even push the gravestones, or the gravestone that contains the color dungeon, you do require the bracelet in your inventory. Otherwise, it tells you don't have enough courage or something like that.
Look, I was the kid in high school who was trying to figure out how to beat the color dungeon on a Game Boy Pocket. It was not a fun time.
Speaking of the power bracelet, I figured that had to be what was there. There was very few other items that check could have been, so I'm glad it was. We have our bare hands. You know, whenever you push into a block when you don't have your bracelet equipped, it always tells you can't lift it with your bare hands. Yeah, now we have bare hands. But with that being said, yeah, no, the color dungeon was, well, oh boy, how much history do I want to go into the color dungeon? It is an interesting dungeon, besides the fact that it is totally unique in and of itself to the game, as it was a completely new dungeon added to an entirely different Game Boy game. You know, obviously these days we have like DLC content you can just download onto a disk or onto a hard drive or whatever. Obviously they didn't have that back in the day. Hello, say hi to the Walrus Head Hinox. But yeah, so back then the whole idea was like, okay, we're gonna re-release Link's Awakening. We're gonna have this whole new dungeon to it. We're gonna call it DX. That was a buff angler key. Love that. I don't know why I'm jumping over this ledge here and not just walking across the very obvious path I just painted for myself. So when they released LADX, the color dungeon, it was definitely just kind of slapped in. And the whole reason we know it was literally just like an afterthought dungeon kind of slapped onto the game without any kind of concern of how it actually fits into the game at all. This game has you have a very easy ability to get out of bounds. And kind of every dungeon is kind of mapped onto the same plane of existence, if you will. So if I were to get out of bounds of this dungeon, I could just walk through walls far enough to get into an entirely different dungeon if I wanted to. Sometimes it leads to disaster, and I end up in a place known as GBJ, the acronym for which I will not say currently, but you can find out more about that in my streams if you want to. And if you know what it is, don't say it out loud. But getting stuck in GBJ is the whole reason you don't typically go out of bounds if you don't know what you're doing. It's because you are soft locked and you have to save quit back to the dungeon. Color Dungeon is on its own entire separate plane of existence. It cannot be accessed via any other dungeon via out of bounds. It literally got just kind of slapped in over the code of the rest of the game, very haphazardly. And so Color Dungeon has a lot of issues. It works basically entirely differently from any other dungeon because of it. I know that was a lot of rambling, a lot of information all at the same time there, but I wish I could go into more details as to why of that, but I also need to kind of think about what I'm doing here because I'm definitely wandering at the moment. Kind of lost track of where I was going for a little bit there. Whee! Gonna dodge the Mario eyeballs here. But yeah, just all you need to know about Color Dungeon is it does not function the same way the rest of the game does, and it's very noticeable once you actually start diving into the code of the game. Say hi to the owl, say bye to the owl. That's a little side effect of some of the features added to the randomizer. Walls just don't exist for the buyer. It's a weird bug, but it's a funny one. He just kind of pieces out sometimes. Do I even have a key here? I shouldn't be going for that jump. I should be walking outside here, get this warp point, checking out what this item is, which is a heart container. I do love the heart containers. They help me not die. Which is not as difficult as you think sometimes. Or not... It's easier to die than you think sometimes in this game. Do I even have another weapon? I have Boots and Feather. I can't actually kill these guys right now. Interestingly, the Selphos, which are obviously Subrosions right now, they are actually immune to the effects of magic, which is a really interesting gimmick. Very strangely specific for this game. So I do need another weapon before I'm able to kill them. We are going to try to cheat for this chest. Normally, this requires you to have hookshot to get, but if I jump onto the lava here, and I did this earlier and didn't really explain it at all, this is something known as Jesus jumping. Once you see a little splash animation there appear on the lava there, you can actually buffer the feather out of the pause menu to jump, whoops, well, I had a side input there, to jump off of the top of the lava there, and then you could just do a super jump off that bottom wall there to get to the chest of the jump. Now, this is all very complicated, very advanced trick logic here that I'm doing, and I accidentally keep pressing this left and right inputs, which actually cancels your super jump entirely. So, we will get this trick. It's not as hard as I'm making it sound like it is. I'm just doing bad. There we go. See, just like that, there is a disembodied head of a frog. I believe, with that being said, with you know what I did? I went right earlier. I said to myself, wait, I don't have bracelet. I can't do this area yet, even though I literally just got bracelet like 5 minutes ago. So we're gonna go finish out the right side of this dungeon, and then we will move on to the rest of the game, because bracelet unlocks way too much of this world. To be honest, I've actually got quite a lot I can do at this point. I think the only thing I can't do, technically, is climb the mountain. But that's fine, because I've got so many other checks to do right now anyway, it really doesn't matter. So, I've been talking for a while. Do you or Chad have any other questions for me, or about the game, or anything I might have done earlier that's like, wait, what the heck was that? And I just totally glossed over.
Yeah, actually, I noticed you've been pausing every time you pick something up. I'm assuming that's to cancel the text box?
That is 100% correct. You can open the save quit menu to cancel text for chests. You can't do it for items on the ground. But yeah, anytime you open a chest, if you open the save quit menu, it just skips the text, saving you a couple seconds every time you do it. It's definitely part of the speed run. We don't have to do it. Whoops, that's a hole. We don't technically... Whoops, I can't lift this without my bare hands. And there's my hook shot. Wait, actually, hold on.
Rando giveth and the Rando taketh.
It does indeed, and that actually unlocks one more check in the back of the dungeon. But I think I'm going to go ahead and return home at this point, because I can actually access that check a little bit quicker by not going through the dungeon. So
Here's the big thing. Are we stealing anything from the shop?
Technically, yes. So I'm going to do the exact same thing we just talked about, that text skip thing. I'm going to open the save and quit menu after pressing buy on that. Save and quit the game, pull out, and I now have the item, but I didn't lose any rupees.
Is it not going to murder you the next time you go back and visit?
What's up?
He's not going to murder you next time you go back to visit?
He is not. For all intents and purposes, he believes I actually bought that item.
Got it. So this was more of tax evasion than, straight up thievery.
Exactly. Yeah, the best part is I don't get stuck with the name Thief now for the entirety of the rest of the scene. We get to continue our adventure as Egg. Just the way the game intended. Now, I am going to go ahead and take this warp point to the back of D8, grab that one check here, since it is just right there. It's not going to take me very long to get to. No reason not to get it now, since I did just get that hook shot. Although we do get to deal with the annoyingness that is Vire real quick. Come on down. Dang it. Oh, there he goes. Off into the sunset. He flies! Okay. I didn't expect him to come back that soon. Come on. No, come back here.
Come on, Mr. Owl. Come on down to your doom.
There we go. Burn, baby, burn. Vire is classically one of the most annoying enemies in the game. Not just from, like, a speedrun or a casual perspective, but also from a speedrun perspective. Exactly for that reason. I guess technically in the speedrun, we really don't ever have to deal with them ever. But specifically for like the rando, if you don't have the right items to kill him, it can be very annoying trying to figure out how to kill him properly. Funny enough, you can actually kill him with just powder by literally like pushing him off to the screen, like scaring him away, and then when he does like the slow crawl into the screen, as long as he's doing it from the bottom, you can just walk up right to him and powder him right there and then. I did check what this was. Oh, I kind of wanted that, but yeah, let's grab it. I'm just gonna... Classically, you'd bomb that rock right there, then hook shot across the pit. You can actually just jump. Feather's great. I hope I'm ruining so many people's childhoods by playing this game, by the way.
The feather is a perfectly fine and balanced item. There is nothing wrong with it.
100%. Absolutely nothing wrong whatsoever. Actually, let's go ahead and go to the Dream Shrine, because there's some shenanigans we can pull over here as well.
I remember how happy I was to learn that I could jump with the boots.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, wow. That's how you do it.
I can jump with a fire flower too. I can watch this. Whee! Look at that. Yeah, no, this is a totally balanced game that's absolutely not broken in any shape or form whatsoever. Actually, I think technically these checks are in ooh, the cursed golden leaf. So as those may know, the golden leaves, there are 5 of them in this game. You do require all 5 to get into Richard's Villa to go see what's on the dig check. For those who saw the Sunday Marathon, just say there are some triggering memories. Those stupid golden leaves.
So, I do have a question.
Yes, what can
I
do?
noticed that you had shells in some chests. Are the shells mixed into the randomizer too, or no?
100% yes. And actually, let's take a moment to talk about that. Let's talk about what we can do with the randomizer, because there is actually quite a bit, especially in the last year, that has been recently added to the randomizer. For the longest time, it was a pretty standard randomizer. You know, you shuffle the items around. Not really a whole lot past that. Maybe you can shuffle the heart containers. I think seashells were a thing back in the day as well. There are a lot of different features we have added recently. So I'm going to talk about the creator of the LADXR, creator and maintainer. He goes by the name of Dade. Dade likes to host, just for fun in the community, these monthly async races for anyone interested in playing it. Sometimes they're nice, sometimes you want to pull out your hair playing them. But basically, the whole thing with the monthly asyncs is he adds some kind of random new feature to the randomizer. It's sometimes a little kooky. It's a one-off kind of thing that we do once. It's haha, it's funny, and then we never see it again. Some of those features do end up getting permanently added to the randomizer clients. Some of these include the option of super weapons, which basically changes the code for a lot of the major items in the game. So the feather, you see me jumping like this right now. You can jump twice as high with the feather with super weapons on. With the power bracelet, you pick up an item, you throw it, it goes all the way across the screen instead of just a few tiles in front of you. Literally, in every sense, it makes your weapons super weapons. You can fire the bow like a machine gun. That's one of my favorite super weapons. I kind of forgot where I was going with this. You asked an original question about the seashells. That's what it was. One thing that did get added was you can change the overall goal of what you need to do to finish the randomizer. So today we're just doing a typical, get all 8 instruments, defeat Deathel at the end of the game. Walk into the egg, yada, yada, yada. There is other options. Seashell Hunt is actually one of the, hey, I found my stick. That's my sword. For meme graphics, that's a pretty great find. Yeah, Yeah, you can set 20 seashells to be the goal to open the egg, where the egg, once you get 20 seashells, the egg will just automatically open, which is pretty entertaining. There is also an option to randomize the number of instruments you may need, anywhere from 1 to 8 or 0 to 8 instruments. Sometimes you can just have the egg be open, just straight up from the beginning, and it's just a race to get the minimum items required to defeat Deathel. I am going to ramble a little bit more about that because there is another exciting feature that's not implemented yet, but it is being worked on, and that is overworld randomization. Not just the ability to randomize items, but to literally randomize the world you're walking in. It's on a smaller scale and it's still very, very much in beta testing, so it's not on the official randomizer client yet. But just imagine, like, not only changing the way you go through the normal game, but just changing the game you're going through in its entirety.
Full tile shuffle, then.
Yeah, full tile overworld shuffle. Like, nothing is the same. That was actually a month late. That was done only just a couple months ago, actually, very recently. Maybe like 4 or 5 months ago.
I'm a big fan of procedurally generated overworlds and such, so that sounds like awesome.
Right?
It does.
In my opinion, it's going to completely change the way randomizers work. I mean, I obviously don't know all the randomizers out there, but I know very few that have anything even remotely similar to like a procedurally generated map that you walk on for a randomizer.
Well, I believe it was Lord Fizzle. He was doing Link to the Past randomizer that had a full tile shuffle on it.
Ooh.
Yeah, Dragon Warrior Randomizer also has a procedurally generated overworld, as does our own Final Fantasy Randomizer.
Yes, it does.
Very nice. I love that. That is actually fantastic.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the ProcGen overworld flag. I also am a glutton for punishment in my seeds, so, you know, there is that.
I am also a glutton for punishment. Let's talk a little bit about the incentive that we've got reopened for this run. The Hell Logic exhibition, or glitch exhibition. So this game runs on different levels of logic. You know, some randomizers, let's take Ocarina of Time as a very specific example. While I walk back and forth here and think about where I'm actually going. Ocarina of Time, for example, you know, you have the option to basically select what glitches and tricks you want active in your seeds, right? So, like, you can choose, you know, if you know how to do one trick but you don't really know how to do another trick, you can just select, like, oh, okay, well, I want this trick to be part of the logic, and maybe not this one. Also, welcome to Pokemon Village. With Link's Awakening, we don't really have, like, any kind of plandomizer available yet, at least not one publicly available quite yet. It's another one of those kind of work in progress things. Yes, the Snorlax blocking our way, except not actually blocking our way this time. How nice of him. But instead of like a randomizer, we just have different levels of logic. The one we're running today is just normal logic. I shouldn't have fallen down here. I don't have bombs yet. But the 5 different difficulties are casual, normal, hard, glitch. Okay, that's a good bit of knowledge right there. And Hell Logic is the last one. So basically, the higher in difficulty you go, the more kind of obscure knowledge that's needed for this game. There's really only 2 people that actually run Hell Logic, and that's myself and Dragon Co, who was in chat earlier. He might still be there. He might be passed out. I'm not sure. He is in Europe, so it is very late for him right now. So I would not blame him if he's asleep right now. Some of the kooky stuff you can do in Hell Logic is just absolutely insane, and it will absolutely blow your mind. So hey, if you're feeling a little generous, feel free to, I know the marathon's over, feel free to donate a few dollars towards that incentive, and you might get to see some, little bit of craziness. What was I doing? Oh, I got that hint and I wanted to act on it. Any questions right now? Otherwise, I can kind of talk about the kind of owl statues here a little bit.
I'm guessing they're your hint givers?
That is 100% correct. There is an option in the randomizer as well, in the randomizer client, to actually put items on the owl statues if you wanted to. You can put them on overworld, underworld, or both. But if you don't have that feature on, then yes, you just... I need to stop and talk about what I'm doing right now. So this is Villa Skip. This is actually part of most of the major speedruns for Link's Awakening DX. Basically, if you jump on a pit like I just did now, and you continue to open and close the pause menu, just buffer into it. Once you hear the sound of Link falling into a pit, it pushes you down a couple pixels so you can actually just walk downwards and transition through the bottom of the screen like so.
I've seen that trick done before, and it still boggles my mind.
Yeah. Well, I did it, and then I went the wrong way for absolutely no reason whatsoever. I meant to come over this way. That check that I just looked at over there was actually behind a shovel. I'm hoping that that tail key hint I got is this chest right here. So normally you do need the 5 golden leaves to go into this cave. It is not. So tail key is on a dig check. So at some point I'll be getting a shovel. Probably... well, hopefully soon-ish. Excuse me. But we will see. But yeah, Villa Skip, very fun trick. It's really good for kind of learning kind of just how broken this game truly is. And for the record, that trick I just did is considered glitch logic normally. Gonna jump this pit here. Some of you may be questioning, like, hey, wait a second, isn't this normally 5 pits? You would be correct. Normally it is 5 pits. In the vanilla game, you're supposed to get over there with the rooster normally. But for the purpose of the randos, we didn't actually... I'm getting myself lost here. Where am I trying to go? We'll head to Armos Maze. For the purpose of the rando, we didn't actually have the rooster available at the time. Like, you could get the rooster, but it was never considered logical to get the rooster. Ow. So those pits were just reduced down to 3 for ease of access.
See, I was going to ask about that. With the rooster being taken out, I'm guessing you don't grab Chomp Chomp anymore?
Well, actually, no. Our good friend Bow Wow is actually randomized into the game. There is actually randomizer settings. There's one specifically called Good Boy Mode, which just completely removes the nice hint. Completely removes the sword from the game and replaces him with Bow Wow, which is pretty humorous. Bow Wow's completely coded to actually damage bosses and other enemies that normally require sword. So if you really...
So then when you get like a sword upgrade, he gets stronger?
Yes.
So now I want to play that.
If you're a really big fan of Bow Wow, yeah, absolutely try a Good Boy Mode seed at some point. Oh my gosh, Grandma, get out of my way, please. But yeah, no, Bow Wow is in the randomizer. He needs to be because he is required to get into D2. The only thing is you can't actually return Bow Wow to his owner. This is dangerous. I am taking a lot of damage here unnecessarily. I don't know why I'm using my stick and not like just hook shot to stun him. But yeah.
Grandma.
What'd you say? Sorry.
You don't want to hurt Grandma.
Watch me. This is for all the times you pinch my cheek, Grandma. Uh-oh. I hope our Oracle fans up there don't like Moosh, because we're about to beat him up. Goodbye, Moosh. That was the Stone Hinox from the Color Dungeon.
That was a very quick kill.
It was extremely quick kill. Surprisingly, I don't know if you knew this or not, but rocks are weak against fire. Don't let Pokemon tell you otherwise. I think what I want to do now is start actually making my way towards D4. I do have the Angler Key. I do have Sword, so I can actually logically get to the dungeon And I can do the raft mini game as well, which is 2 usually pretty good checks. So we're just gonna kind of make our way downtown, walking fast, blazing past, and we go hard. I am gonna check this cave along the way here. Watch out, the kids robbed Bow Wow this time. We're definitely not beating up kids. Don't take this the wrong way. We are just hitting them with a stick until they run home and explode.
Isn't that what we all did as kids anyways?
Exactly. No violence here, guys. This is a violence-free stream. These
Yeah, for
turtles.
all we know, that's like a Nerf stick.
Exactly. I'm just hitting them with a Nerf bat. Oh, don't worry about the fact that they're exploding. We're just not going to explain that part of it at all. Can't prove the logical connection between poking things with a stick and them exploding. Exactly. Plausible deniability. You can't prove it, therefore it isn't true. Alright, so this is D4 getting opened up. Normally at this point what we would do is we'd go all the way up the mountain, we'd start going through the whole long mountain path. We're going to do things a little differently this time. Shouts to the frogs. Hopping around, trying not to get in your way. Who hated the Tektites as a kid? Who just absolutely got body blocked by them all the freaking time?
Shields.
What would you say?
So those, they were the reasons I had to buy so many shields.
Oh no, those are the likes. I was talking about the little frogs jumping around.
Never
Just
really had
constantly.
issues with that.
Oh really? Oh really?
Yeah.
Now? No.
Like I said, I always got stuck by the likes, and I'd just be like, well, there goes my shield.
Yeah, that happened a lot too. Funny story. There are a couple ROM hacks to this game. There's very few of them. Kiki's Bananas, love to see that. Means Flippers could be in Canalit. That might be a destination I'm going to too, as well. Link in the chest, classic. D3 has the D7 key. That is a good hint. From here, I'm going to save quit. It's going to take me back to the raft mini game. I'll be able to cross the pit back towards D4 again. I was on a tangent of talking about. Okay. Let me go.
Well, that's just rude.
Yeah. Absolutely. I was talking about the ROM hack, the trait. But first, I'm going to explain what I'm about to do here with a little bit of very careful manipulation. Whoops, I did it wrong. A little bit of careful manipulation. A little hopping off a wall, hopping off that wall. We can just super jump our way over here and completely ignore that block entirely. Taking us straight to D4, so we don't have to go all the way around the mountain. I mean, we will have to go up the mountain eventually, but I wanted to get to the dungeon faster than just climbing up the mountain. Hey, Shine Gets! Put your Shine Gets in the chat if you are a fan of Super Mario Sunshine. I mean, who isn't a fan of that game? That game is fantastic.
You have to go up the mountain eventually, but you know what? That's a problem for future you.
Exactly.
And what's that guy ever done for you?
Exactly. I keep getting sidetracked. I was going to talk about please be a D2 key. It's not a D2 key. I don't have any D2 keys. ROM hacks. There's one specifically where you start with a shield as normal, and you go left towards the well, and it's nothing but a wall of likes. And there's no way to buy a new shield at that point. So if you get eaten by a like, you just have to completely start the game over. It's a very mean ROM hack. Quite rude. Whoops, didn't mean to fall down that pit there. Hey, there's my shovel. I can get that tail key now. I don't think I have any. Oh, I did get a D2 key, so we can actually go to the back half of the dungeon. That is one disadvantage of text skipping every single small key you pick up, is that you never know what small key you actually pick up until you look later. On the overworld, you can always pause, and it'll tell you exactly what keys you have for what dungeons, which is typically how I find out what keys I've actually gotten. We don't have time for reading. Reading is hard. Alright, classic enemy. I don't know what the heck is wrong with this sprite, but he's got a big ol' eye now. Been eating his carrots, I guess. I don't know. Would you hold still? There we go.
Bet you somebody just drew it on there. They felt bad for him.
They did what? Sorry.
You know, he doesn't normally have that eye, but somebody felt bad and probably just drew it on there.
They just drew an eye on him.
They were having googly eyes.
Yeah, I was gonna
So
say
they
that.
were just like,
Yeah, they could have just stuck some googly eyes to him because there's nothing that googly eyes doesn't improve.
Right. I love the idea of like, oh, the poor thing can't see. Let's draw an eye on him. That is really funny to me.
I don't think it is much of the poor thing can't see as he can't see. I'm gonna put an eye on him.
Yeah, the Google Eye is even funnier. We do get our level 2 bracelet. That is the one item that actually kept me from finishing my seed on Sunday. So, hey-oh, we're not getting locked by the level 2 bracelet this time. Hey, bombs! That's a good find. That just made this
all of the bombs you've collected before you didn't get, or
nope, none of them mattered.
Okay.
So this game does kind of run on a bomb bag system where you don't actually collect bombs until you officially find your bombs. If that makes sense.
Yeah, so all the arrows you got, you're not gonna be have any use for them.
Till I find the bow. The good news is, since I found that bomb upgrade, I start with 60 bombs. So I have all the bombs I'm ever going to need forever.
Sweet Christmas.
Yep. We're doing more Jesus jumping to kind of cheat our way back to the back of Candlelit Castle here. Although I do have the bananas, so I could just go give them to Kiki. I will do that later. That is future me's problem. Of when I will eventually get back over there. But we'll get over there eventually. Right now I really want to break into Candlelit because I have everything I need to completely finish it. And Candlelit is an item-dense location. All the time. Look at that. We got the pineapple. We're not going to be a cold hombre this seed. We are 100% going to give Papal his pineapple. For those who don't know, if it's part of the trade sequence, Papal, he's looking for some vittles. And if you don't give him his vittles, he calls you a cold hombre. Great meme. 10 out of 10. Wood hombre again. That's the broom. Just kidding, it's actually the face key. Man, I love meme graphics. That's not confusing at all. The broom is actually part of the trade sequence for this game. And no, I cannot substitute the broom for the broom. As much as I would love to. I think the broom gets turned into something else in the meme graphics. I don't quite remember. I do remember what. I'm going to keep it a secret for later, though. It'll be a surprise tool for later. So, moving through Candlelit here. We're going to start by bombing this little wall guy over here. Poor guy got himself stuck in a wall somehow. I don't know how that happened. I don't know if he like put himself in there or if he was just like taking a nap there when they were building the castle and he kind of accidentally got trapped in.
That looks like a, not quite Count of Monte Cristo level, but yeah, that looks like somebody screwed up and got punished.
Yeah, just a little bit. Maybe it was Richard who put him in there. Richard put him in the wall there as punishment, and then he got chased out by his minions, and they just completely forgot the guy was in the wall. What I did just there a little bit ago, by the way, walls are suggested. You can actually shoot over those walls, so you can actually check to see what the ball and chain trooper has before you actually go in there. It was a useless small key, but it was a small key nonetheless, so I wanted to go get it just in case it was actually something I needed. Excuse me. With that being said, we do kind of have to walk out of Richard's castle, sadly. As much as I would love to just kind of return home to save and quit, we do need to give Kiki his bananas. We need the Kiki monkey to be happy. We need him to give us another item. So we're just going to walk out the front door. Excuse me. Sorry, you were saying something?
Are they? Is he still gonna build a bridge?
100%.
Right.
Yes, this is actually part of the logic now. Oh, sorry, I had to hydrate there for a second. Make sure you stay hydrated, kids. So the trade sequence items being part of the randomizer is actually very, very recent. Like within the last year. It was actually one of the monthly async runs that got added, or like one of the monthly async features that got added to the main randomizer. Before then, the bridge was just already built, and Kiki didn't actually give you an item. But now that the trade sequence is part of the randomizer, they decided to take the bridge away so that it could be included as more of the logic. We're going to go ahead. This is a long cave to walk through. It's long, it's boring, so we're just going to... You guessed it! Cheat. Well, maybe, if I can do this right. I just, There we go. Why walk through the cave when you can jump over the cave?
If they didn't want you walking over the walls, why did they make the walls such a place that you could walk over them?
100%. This makes no sense. I mean, we're just, ooh, nice hint. We're just taking advantage of the, of what's actually there.
I mean, look at all that blank space. That looks totally walkable.
100%. Yeah, right? I mean, I'm sure we can get out there somehow, yeah? Actually, if I find a good place to, I might even just show off, like, what it's like to go out of bounds, because it can get a little kooky sometimes. So, with how broken this game truly is, we do actually have rules in place. They're not, you know, obviously strict rules. We're not banning people for breaking them, doing their own casual seeds. You can do whatever you want. We don't care. For the sake of, like, doing a run, there are certain glitches that are just too broken for the game. And so we do ban them in the sense of, like, doing a race or something like that. I am going to go ahead and do Villa Skip again here real quick, so I can go get that tail key that I saw the hint for earlier. I will actually show off a couple of those tricks if I do get a good opportunity to do so, such as going out of bounds, or there's another fun one called Super Swimming, which I'll show off once I actually find flippers. And I do need to find flippers to actually finish the seed, so that will be a definite trick we can show off at some point.
So I have to ask, who was responsible for the variety of sprites?
So you actually can make your own sprites if you want to for this game. As long as you have, like, literally any knowledge of making sprites whatsoever, you can do whatever you want. One of our runners actually made their own sprites that are part of the randomizer now. Madame Materia, who I was talking about earlier, created her... She has her own OC that she created a sprite for this game, and she plays it whenever she does randomizers now.
Very nice.
Pretty cool. The meme graphics specifically were made by someone in the community by the name of... oh crap, was it? I'm gonna embarrass myself now. It's either Linker or Linkus. I forget which. But shout outs to them, whoever you are.
Yeah, well, whoever they are, they did a really good job on those Koopa Troopas that are wandering around as well.
Right, though? Like, oh, you haven't even seen half the memes yet. Like, we haven't gotten to explore a whole lot of dungeons yet. There are some quality dungeon memes. And I cannot wait to show them off because they are hilarious. Yeah, no, they did a fantastic job with the meme sprites, and they actually just recently updated it. Like, some of the meme sprites you're seeing now were not the same as they were like 2 months ago. We know Bird Key is somewhere in this dungeon. I don't know why I threw it that when I need to go this way first. There's a ribbon, more trade quest item. But yeah, like the Mario eyeballs instead of Vimos, that's one of the more recent changes. Boots don't currently have a change on their sprite, but I did suggest one to him recently, and he's got it on the docket now. It might be a while before he updates it because, you know, real life things come first. I'm not going to say what it is because it'll be much funnier to just see it when it happens.
A surprise is always better when it's unknown.
Exactly. I mean, I'm sure I'll be bringing this back again to FFR, yeah?
You'd be more than welcome to.
There's so much fun stuff I can show off with this game. This is just such an exciting game. It's such a fun game to run. I'm really glad I got the opportunity to show off this game.
Now I'm questioning like where I started in randomizers because I started in FFR, and we don't get fun little glitches that let us skip half the dungeons. We have to take the long way to chaos.
Well, yeah, but we also have the flag set for, like, oh yeah, we're just gonna remove Toph.
That's true. That's true.
I'm gonna show you one of my favorite little glitches right now. It's basically free in literally any dungeon that has pegs, or any room that has pegs like this one. So if you boot dash towards the wall, pause while you're dashing, have either your fire flower / magic rod or your bow equipped. If you unpause and use that item away from the wall, you just do a little small super hop. It's very similar to the same thing that we did earlier with the feather. It's just on a smaller, lighter, cuter scale.
A little bit of a more controlled scale.
Exactly. It comes in handy in seeds where we don't get feather right away. Wow, I have so many D3 keys already. That's actually kind of wild. Normally, I do not have 6 keys at this point in the seed. So I might actually be able to just straight up finish this dungeon right now, which would be awesome. What was I saying? Oh yeah, seeds that yeah, you get feather super late in. As long as you have boots, you can do the super hop in a lot of places in lieu of a regular super jump.
Now, when rolling seeds for this, can you specify what level of glitches, or what specific glitches to use?
I did kind of explain that a little bit earlier. You can't, unfortunately, we don't have a Randomizer yet. It's another one of those things that's on the one-day docket.
Okay.
But, oh, there's my nightmare key. Okay, that's what I was looking for. That's a big old mushroom. It's actually a necklace. It's not a mushroom. Contrary to popular belief.
Yeah, I remember you talking about it, but I have in mind like steel traps sometimes where things go in, get mangled, and just don't come out.
Yeah. I agree with that. Or I have the same issue a lot. This is a scary place for this mini-boss, by the way. He can get stuck in the walls if you're not careful, causing you have to leave the room and start the boss fight over. It's also just really annoying to fight this guy when you don't have Ocarina. Come on. I want to try to see if I can get fire stuck on his face. If I can do that, I can just quick kill him pretty easily. Well, I think he's like one hit away anyway. Never mind, I forgot these guys are like really, really strong to fire for no reason. It takes like twice as many hits to kill him, or 4 times as many hits to kill him with Magic Rod than it does with anything else. No idea why. They just are. They just coded that way. It makes no sense. Half the things in this game don't make sense, but we play it anyway. Like you heard, like that was like 5 or 6 hits there. He's still not dead. And normally it's only like 4 arrows. It's just one of the most annoying mini bosses in the game. And casually, you never actually have to fight him. Oh my god, I wasn't paying attention. He stopped. Yeah, in D5, where you normally fight this mini-boss, you can literally just go around him. You never actually have to go to his room for any reason whatsoever. It's quite weird. Hilarious and weird. Really need you to open your eye for me, bud. There we go. So if you have the Ocarina, as long as you don't play Mambo's Mambo, you can force them to open their eyes by playing any song, even no song. Here's my bird key. That's a little bit of knowledge that a lot of people just did not realize growing up. Makes that boss fight go from super incredibly annoying to immediately trivial. We're just gonna go ahead and bomb these guys, get that pure investment. That way I don't have to fight them when I come back through this room here in a little bit. How many shells do I have? Just 7.
Yeah, 7. Not quite enough to get any of the good stuff yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, I was trying to remember how many you needed for the original game in order to get stuff.
So, about that. So normally on 5 and 10, you can go back and get a free seashell. You can do that in the randomizer, but it's never logically expected because it's very easy to accidentally get too many seashells to miss those checks. Therefore, those checks are never expected to be collected. Nor will they ever be part of the item pool. Ooh, excuse me. It would be kind of interesting if one day they made it so you could actually randomize those items and just make it so you can just always go in and collect it at any time. So I've got 4 keys right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to cheat. Because you didn't expect that, right? Nobody saw that coming. We're only going to use 3 of the keys right now. I'm actually going to take my 4th key. We're going to come back up here to the crossroads area. We're just going to go ahead and burn a key here for fun. It's very unlikely that this will actually have anything I could use at all. But, I mean, we might as well, because it's an extra key that I don't actually need. See, it's just a compass. We have... I'm still missing the beak. Beak's somewhere. If I'm lucky, it'll be right over there in that left room, and I never have to go back for it. But we'll find out soon enough. I need to super jump here, please. Thank you. There we go. We're going to go ahead and take our lack of key and take our little nag messages, like the thing about the bare hands. We're just going to walk into this block. It's going to tell us we need a small key. I'm going to push diagonally into the block while that's happening. It shifts me slightly to the left, you might have seen, and I can now just walk through the key block. Now, if I walk back up through that staircase, I soft lock myself, so we don't want to do that.
You need a small key, or not.
Nope, I sure don't.
That's fine. You can just roll it out.
Key blocks
Small key or just suck it in to fit through the little crack? I mean,
yeah.
I'd attempted it.
Oh no! That was, I think that was actually a dungeon key. Okay, well luckily I can actually fight this boss, so I can just walk back and get that, that item after I beat this guy. Might have been face key? I'm not 100% sure. I saw it fall. I collected it, and my immediate thought was just, okay, get to the boss, get to the boss. And so I just walked away. Alright, this guy loves to troll. Also, for those keen of eye, you may have noticed this is not what the boss originally looks like. That is definitely a Bulldorum head that is popping out of the wall. And not the normal boss at all. Just another small...
The fact he's X-rayed.
He is a little X-rayed. That is actually, oh, well, there's the stone beak, which means there is something back in the room to the left. I just don't know what it is. And it was the face key, or slime key, excuse me, slime key, not face key. So I'm glad I went back for that. Yeah, no, that boss is just a very weird boss. We now have the Earth Badge from Pokemon. All the instruments are also changed with the meme graphics. So it's a surprise every time. They are not all 8-gen badges. They are actually something different from a different game every time. So that's something to look forward to. What were we talking about 2 seconds ago? I got distracted because I distracted myself.
The stone beak was there, so you had to look somewhere else.
Yeah, we'll do that later. Well, actually, we probably won't ever have to check that again. Very likely. So we're going to give this ribbon to a Voltorb. Voltorb is going to give us... Hey! It's a Boo Buddy! I didn't get to show this off during the Sunday run because the rooster was very elusive. I never did look to see where the rooster was. But yes, the rooster is actually randomized into the item pool now, which is pretty fantastic. It was actually a really exciting monthly for a lot of people. The meme graphics turned into the crying ghost that we all hated as a child because he just yelled at us every time we tried to go into a dungeon until we took him home. Now he's part of the game. I'm gonna do Boots and Bomb Cave here. I will use the rooster later because it is quite an entertaining sprite. I'll just explain it when we actually do it. For right now, we're just gonna go ahead and dash away through this cave here, grab the 2 checks here, and then I'm gonna take a moment here to think about what I want to do next. I definitely have some bomb checks I could do. There's that D3 key. If I wanted to, I could absolutely go back and get that last check, but that's pretty out of the way, and it's very unlikely that it'll be necessary, especially since we cheated for finishing the dungeon. I think what I'm actually going to do is climb the mountain. Now seems like a good as time as any. Although, then again, I'm still missing my flippers. Well, I don't need them, because obviously we can cheat. Might be worth having them just in case. I do have all 5 of my dungeon keys. That never happens within the first hour. That's pretty fantastic. The seed is off to a fantastic start.
Yeah, the seed is apologizing for how the one Sunday rolled.
I guess. I took that seed and posted it in our server after that marathon was done. And a few other runners ran it, and not a single runner got under 3 hours. Like, that was just a rude seed. It was an entertaining seed, but it was a very rude seed. Did I already do that?
That seed woke up and chose violence.
It really did. So we're going to take advantage of the egg's very noodly spaghetti arms to kind of reach through the statue and put the key in from the backside. And this is the dungeon I was hoping not to find right now. It's mostly fine. Well, actually, you know what? Yeah, it's completely fine. We're just gonna bump this guy. Interestingly, the dungeon that you normally find flippers in does not actually require flippers to be completed at all. The boomerang is a great find. Love that. It's gonna make a lot of things much easier. Give me that heart. Yeah, actually, now I'm thinking about it, I have all the, as long as I have a key, yeah? Okay, good. I have everything I need to completely finish D4 right now, as long as the boss isn't the anglerfish like it normally is. So, casually...
What are the odds?
What are the odds I'd be able to finish this dungeon without the flippers? Who knew that cheating was so powerful? Oh god, this game is so broken. I absolutely love it. You know, it's actually kind of interesting. I'm the kind of guy who doesn't normally like taking advantage of like glitches, like game-breaking glitches or anything like that. Like, especially in like 3D games, right? As an immediate example, off the top of my head, let's take like Ratchet and Clank games, right? Those games are insanely broken. You can go out of bounds all over the place. You can just entirely skip plans if you want to. I never really enjoyed those kind of games. I missed my jump there. I could just place a bomb, but that's boring. We want to do cool stuff. So we're just going to fall in the water now that we got the item. This game, it feels extremely different to cheat, because even though I'm like skipping half the dungeon, I am still playing enough to the dungeon to make it feel like I'm actually playing the game without just like ruining my experience for what kind of fun this game has, yeah? If that makes sense.
Yes. Like, I'm kind of the same mindset. There are a few times where I'm like, why? But then you have games like this where, are you really breaking it if it's in the game? I feel like some of these are features.
Yeah, like bomb arrows.
Yes.
Never explicitly explained to you, but they exist, and yeah.
Right, that was on the page that didn't get printed in the manual.
Exactly.
Bomb arrows, the things I discovered as a kid because I had fat fingers.
Right. So fun fact, you don't actually have to go down that pit. You can literally just boomerang the item. Stop it from falling. That's always a fun one. You can also straight up jump into that pit with cheating. But we didn't need to do that today, so. If you don't have flippers, that's actually how you would normally get that item. If you didn't have flippers and you didn't have boomerang, you'd have to super jump into that pit and fall into the item in order to collect it without those items. Obviously not true to the vanilla side of the game, but like if you're doing a randomizer and you don't really want to come back later for that item, yeah. I don't think I ever explained the transitional Jesus jumps I just did there. I did explain Jesus jumping already, where you can literally jump on water when you don't have flippers. But you can also do it to transition like I did right there. Basically, as long as you're up against the transition wall, after you do the pause buffer to hit the water, you just transition sideways, or you just, push yourself into the transition. You'll drown, but then to get out of the drowning state, you just have to open the save quit menu and you can jump again immediately. It's very, like everything else in this game, it's a very broken mechanic. And we do it a lot to get to a lot of places. You can actually get to Animal Village with just feathers and bracelet. Also, fun little skip here. I'm just going to do a little super jump here, and we're going to clink our way up here using that P-hat. That's actually part of the speedrun route, or any percent. No woob. Get that. And with that, I have totally and fully completed D4, just like that. No flippers needed. And our boss is a big old fat wad of Waddle Dees. Shout out to the Kirby fans, and it's dead.
Waddle Dees and a tomato.
And a tomato. The tomato is the weak point, ironically. Another D2 key. That's pretty good. All right. And with that, we now have the Pendant of Power from Link to the Past.
I don't remember mine ever singing music.
You don't mind what music? Sorry.
My Pendant of Power never seemed to actually play music when I picked it up.
Yeah, how boring. I guess it just goes to show that Link's Awakening is a superior game to Link to the Past. I'm sure I just pissed off a lot of people by saying that.
Please send donations with your comments so we know the correct how you're feeling about this.
Exactly. Please send a $500 donation with a comment at no, I'm just kidding. Send whatever donation you would like with a comment saying which game is better, Link to the Past or Link's Awakening.
Or Oracle.
I eagerly await everyone's angry responses. Come at me. Alright, I do have the letter. I can also finish... Can I finish? Oh yeah, I can actually finish everything in the Mysterious Woods.
Flying fish. Just...
Yeah, the little fish just kind of running around, wobbling around. Let's go powder a fish, actually. I don't know if you know this, but those little buzz blobs, you can powder them and they become like really bug-eyed, and you can talk to them. They say, "Hey, Mon." I don't know if I've ever powdered a fish before. Also, the Mad Batters are now shopkeepers. He's here to get his revenge. These sprites are so fantastic.
He gave me $50.
He gave me $50. That's pure. That's a return on our investment is what that is. So if we powder this guy, it turns into a frog. Hey, Mon. Perfect.
Yeah, you woke that shopkeep up and he tipped you. Apparently,
tipped me, yeah.
he thought you were the wake-up service.
I love that. Love that for me. I didn't actually pay attention. I'm gonna do this room a little differently than you normally would. Normally you just use hookshot to fly around, or you can use the rooster to fly across. You know what? Actually, we'll save the cool tricky jumps for later. Look at the little flappy ghost. Look at him flap. It's so freaking cute. You're welcome. All right, I got my little two stick. Why cheat when you can have fun?
Stick, now with thorns.
That was thorns. Gosh. I love Boo Buddy. I think the Boo Buddy spray is one of my other favorite sprites from this graphic pack. Only because of how fast he can flap his little arms.
Yeah, the little flappy arms are what did it for me.
Okay. I think the only checks I'm missing are definitely this check right here. I actually had a pretty late bracelet start. Oh, I guess we'll just read that one because my hand was off the controller when I opened the chest. I'm not going to spend the time to save the raccoon Terran. Mario. My bad. He's Mario now. Instead, we're just going to go around. let's see here. It's Mr. Wright's letter, and then I got the remote cave. Whoops, that's a pit. Remote cave check up here. Hey, that's not Mr. Wright, it's Blano. That's not Peach, it's definitely Christine. She's so beautiful. And for another, there's a lot of secret seashells. Love. We got like 5 in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, what was the ultimate, like when you collected all the seashells? Because there's 50 of them, right?
Oh, no.
No.
There is 26 in total, including the 2 bonus ones that you get.
Okay.
So logically only 24.
Okay, because I knew there was something you could get once you had all of the seashells, but I couldn't remember what it was.
So it's actually, you only need 20 seashells to get the item, and it is normally your level 2 sword. Obviously, we just got our level 2 stick, so we'll have to find out later what that is. We're coming back to Eagle's Tower right now, because we truly have everything we need to finish this dungeon. Oh gosh. Wait, what in the world? Sorry, I just got a Steam notification that a friend of mine, who it is currently 3 a.m. in the morning for, just started playing a game that I've been super excited for. Shoutouts to High on Life, the new game that just came out by the creators of Rick and Morty. Looks exciting. Not to derail the game I'm currently playing.
Look, I have been stuck playing the new Dwarf Fortress for like a week.
When I have money again, I will be getting that game as well. Right now, I am broke as a joke.
I haven't picked that game up because I like actually sleeping occasionally.
Look, there's only been a few nights where I've only had 2 hours of sleep before work.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a diesel mechanic. I can lay underneath the vehicle and pretend I'm working. It's fine.
Love that. I already got that check. What am I doing? I gotta come over here.
Look, it took me a long time to find the right job where you actually don't get yelled at for laying down on it.
Yeah. That's a fair point, honestly. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys one of the tricks I was talking about earlier. Now that I have bombs, so bomb triggers. Basically, you can place 2 bombs at the same time using a transition, and by doing so, it makes the game very, very confused. So if I just unpause, pause again while I'm transitioning, place another bomb, boom, pillar down. Who needs a ball when you got bombs? We are destroying this tower the old-fashioned way with some good old-fashioned demolitions. And we're just gonna casually jump across this wall here. Don't question it. I'm just gonna do it. Now I'm just gonna drop 2 bombs down the pit. Or 8 bombs down the pit, just kidding, and then we're gonna blow up that pillar.
Just gonna drop a bunch of them, however many it takes to work, you know.
However many we need. Some of them are duds. So yeah, bomb triggers. One of the other most broken tricks in the game. Basically, you can either use the screen transition, or you can use a pit as well. If you drop bombs within like a few frames of each other down a pit. And by doing so, it will trigger a cutscene in a room that you are entering using the bomb trigger. These pillars are one of the most famous ways of doing that, but there are lots of other things. They're considered cutscenes that you wouldn't normally expect, such as... Sorry, mind blanked for a second there. Such as like the Turtle Rock dragon. That is a cutscene. Like starting that as a cutscene, so you can actually do the bomb trigger to just trigger that without needing the ocarina first. Items laying around on the ground that you can pick up are also considered cutscenes as well. Interestingly, so like for example, let's take Rooster Cave for an immediate example, right? Normally you fly around with the rooster, you walk, you pick up the bird key. You could bomb trigger that room to pick up the item instead. You can't in the randomizer because there is a statue added there, which Long story short, Chuck existed before Rooster existed. So, block added because no Rooster.
And wouldn't that work for the mushroom room too?
The mushroom. Are you talking about Mysterious Woods?
Yeah.
Yes, you could absolutely pick up the mushroom if you wanted to. I don't know why you would want to when it's literally just a short walk to it. But I guess if you're incredibly lazy, you absolutely could just pick up the mushroom with the bomb trigger.
I'm not saying you're describing me, but you're close.
One thing to note about bomb triggers, that's not good. Hold on one second here. Let me actually focus on this fight. This fight has a lot of weird oddities to it. Specifically, you saw him take a whole bunch of hits when he was at the top of the... Hi, Kiki. Goodbye, Kiki. You saw him take a whole bunch of hits when the fire was on the wall like that earlier. None of those hits count for damage. They're like Mothra and Link to the Past. In very specific circumstances, he just straight up does not take damage from attacks. We now got Screw Attack. Shout out to Metroid. Specifically, it's like the lower and right part of the room, like maybe like one tile, or yeah, like 1 to 1.5 tiles, the bottom and the right side of the room. It just doesn't take damage there. Also, he only takes damage from initial hits on the magic rod. So all the after hits of him just like getting cornered on the wall there, none of them dealt damage. It's a very, very weird boss.
That is highly annoying.
It is highly annoying. It's very, very annoying. It is awful for speedrunners. We are trying to go fast, and this guy is just not taking damage.
I'm still trying to get over the fact that I'm pretty sure it was a giant ball of lava that you threw fire at and it won.
Yes. Don't question it.
Look, the solution to fire is just more fire. You just keep applying fire until you can't anymore.
So this small key over here is actually a prime example of something you can bomb trigger. You do want to kill the Zol right here to keep him out of the way. Doing bomb triggers on horizontal transitions like this is a little bit differently. You have to hold a diagonal input. Whoops, not jumping. You have to hold a diagonal input instead of just a sideways input. And it just picks up the key like that. That was actually the key I needed, so I'm glad I did that. Whoops, this is pretty heavy. If only I had bare hands. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and do that and that. We're gonna check this thing. Another leaf.
Guessing money's not really something you have to worry about too much in this game.
No. Hold on one second here. We're just gonna skip that one entirely, jumping around it. Yes, money is, hey, shout out to Baby Yoshi. That's Paul. We can bomb trigger him actually. We're gonna go ahead and do that. Since we have his vittles. Oh, it's so delicious. I'm going to eat it right now. Bon appetit. Yeah, no. The only things that really required money are shopkeeper items and Mamu, who costs 300 rupees to teach you his hot new track. Definitely a great song. Definitely not terrible at all. Definitely not the worst song in the game. It's 100% the worst song in the game.
Definitely not a time that when I started hearing it play, when I was playing on the Game Boy originally, that I turned the volume down. Nope, not at all.
No, definitely not. I just realized I still haven't found flippers, so we are going to, you guessed it, cheat again! Ideally, I would have flippers at this point. I am honestly just about in go mode, actually. I think flippers are my go mode item. They can't be up here in the mountain, but while I am here in the mountain, I can at least check for everything else. I might still need a couple small keys. Not 100% sure yet. I can check here in a moment, but... Oh yeah, so this Mario statue here, it is an elephant statue in normal graphics. It was added because of the whole rooster thing not existing at the time. But we kept it in, so it's not just like a one item, or like a one required item for logic thing. So let me do a quick head count here for keys. I can finish D2. I technically have enough keys for D1. I've already finished D3. D4 is done. D5, I have enough keys. D6, I do not need any keys. D7, I'm done. D8, I will finish. Yeah, flippers are my go mode item then. I don't need any more small keys at this point. I can pretty much do every check in the game. Or at least get every instrument in the game with what I currently have. The only reason I need flippers is for one very specific boss. The big ol' fish head. So at this point... Well, actually, you know what? Flippers could potentially be up here now I'm thinking about it. Because Rooster gives you logical access for crossing waterways, like the one I just jumped across. So, flippers could still technically be up here. So I should not skip checks. I think at this point we're going to go ahead and head to D7. Take a Rooster here and float across the water just like that. So let's see here. If we're lucky, we might even be able to get this sub 2 seed, which would be really nice. It would be true redemption.
Indeed.
Yeah, at this point, I don't think there's really anything the seed can throw at me that's gonna throw me totally for a loop. Piece of hearts. So, let me think here. I do want to still show some funny stuff. I guess we gotta wait for flippers to come by first. We'll judge time when we get to time for what we want to do. But I can at least kind of show some of the stuff that is banned for a reason. Right now, though, we just kind of progress as normal through this hall here. Actually, you know what? I could go... could I go out of bounds here? No, I can't quite go out of bounds here. I could technically go out of bounds, though, but it's not fun.
We do have a donation from Danny, sending $5 to say, I don't have an opinion on which Zelda game is better, but this run is a lot of fun. Thank you, Danny.
Well, thank you. So, fun fact with the Rooster there, you don't actually need a hookshot to cut across that chasm. It's actually faster just to jump down into the pit and then use your Rooster friend / Boo Buddy to just float out of the pit.
Use your bag of infinite roosters.
Exactly. And actually, the Rooster wasn't considered, it wasn't put as an item slot item yet. When the Rooster came out, he just followed you around as normal, and we found out it broke a few things in the randomizer. So we just turned him into an item.
Which, honestly, I think I enjoy more just because of the thought of having a bag of infinite chickens.
Right? So I
mean,
believe
I wouldn't complain. That would be like the best Christmas present ever.
Who doesn't want a bag of infinite chickens, am I right? Oh, we just got the long beam. It's actually the Yoshi doll, but God, I love beam sprites sometimes. They're great. Shouts to Sniffits. We are in D6 right now. I do have everything I need for D6. Casually, this dungeon sucks. Not as bad as D7, but it did confuse a lot of people. Myself included. It was very fun learning the speedrun route for this dungeon. We skipped almost all of it, honestly. Kill him. There we go. For the speedrun of this dungeon, you actually require 0 keys. I cannot
Any
wait.
keys?
What'd you say?
You don't need any keys?
You don't need any keys at all whatsoever. Not a single small key is necessary. I'm not even going to see if that was a D6 key, because it does not matter. It wasn't a D6 key, but... yeah, this is a kind of a fun dungeon to break, honestly. And it's all thanks to our good old friend, the Super Jump. So for right now, we're going to go ahead and just explore the left half of the dungeon. just to make sure our flippers aren't over here hiding somewhere. If I do find flippers, I can pretty much ignore every other check in the game and just beeline for what I need. Which would be dungeon keys for each dungeon. That's about it.
Stupid Wizrobes.
Yes. Their sprite is, I'm pretty sure, the Wizrobes from the Oracles games, if I'm not mistaken. Anybody who's played Oracles would know better than I would, because I actually didn't spend a lot. Like, I played them a lot as a kid, but as an adult, not so much.
That's kind of the boat I'm in. I bought the remake for the Switch of the Link's Awakening DX, and then realized I own a Steam Deck, so I haven't picked up my Switch in like 3 months.
I have yet to play LAS, actually. The Link's Awakening on Switch.
I mean, it looks pretty.
Yeah, it actually surprises a lot of people when I tell them that, because they just assume, like, well, you played this game a lot, it means you've definitely played the Switch version, right? It's like, no, I haven't. I don't know if I want to either. Like, it's... Like, I do want to, but at the same time, I just don't know.
You're trying to super jump and walking on water, and you're gonna be like, it's not working.
Yeah, I can't Jesus jump. I can't super jump. I can't do any of the fun stuff. Yeah, the speedrun for LAS is actually a lot more execution than it is glitches and tricks. I do know one glitch in LAS that is quite entertaining. It's for specifically the any percent category. I know you play the game as normal up until you get to D2, and then you fight Hinox, and you let him throw you into the ceiling? And it just kind of lets you break the boundaries of the world, and I don't remember where you go from there, but I'm pretty sure you just kind of beeline for the end of the game at that point.
I think I've seen that done. That sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
But I watch most of my speed runs when I'm half asleep anyways, so...
I watch most of mine on GDQ.
Same. I put it on and I'm like, I'm gonna lay down and just watch a couple of videos, and then like, I never know how they finish the run.
That's clean Wizrobe room. That room is notoriously difficult to do effectively. I just nailed it.
Got a link in a chest.
Another link in the chest. Who keeps putting all these links in these chests?
I'm curious on what happened, sir. I didn't see what the chickens became.
They're roosters.
Are they still roosters?
They are still roosters.
Okay,
so
if
here's
you continuously attack them, they're just gonna spawn more roosters?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
So what I'm doing right now is, this is how we actually break D6, completely and utterly. You normally need lots of keys, you gotta go all the way, you gotta fight Smasher behind the hidden wall, all that fun stuff. We're actually gonna do a little shack jump here by jumping, or like walking backwards, moonwalking into this block right here. I can jump and then push away from it. It just lets me do a super jump. And now, with very specific lineup, we do another super jump to escape the canal, just like this. And now we are going backwards to the dungeon. Normally, I still don't have Ocarina, so these guys are kind of annoying. But it's fine. Normally, yeah, you'd way back in the 2 elephant room next to the 4 Wizrobe rooms, you would go through the key door up north, you'd bomb through a wall, you'd fight Smasher, you'd go through the 2D section, get to the tile room, do the horse heads, just to get over to the room I'm in right now. And then you have to walk all the way back, do it all around again. It's all very long and annoying and arduous. Instead, we're just ignoring all of that.
Why bother going hither and
realized-
why bother going hither and thither and yon when you can just go backwards?
Exactly.
And I just realized something.
What's that?
You've gotten a lot of Guardian acorns, but I have yet to see pieces of power.
Yeah. A lot of that is because I'm save quitting a lot. So how that works is every 12 uninterrupted kills you get, or 12 kills you get between save quit or dying, you get the Guardian Acorn, and then every 30 kills you get Piece of Power. That's not the item I meant to click there. There we go. So, oftentimes, like, it's very rare I actually kill enough enemies to get the Piece of Power. Like, D3 is one of the only dungeons you actively see Piece of Power in, just because of how populated that dungeon is with enemies. I don't like that I have to sit through this room, but I don't really have a choice either, because I still don't know where my flippers are. Excuse me. Now, the ultimate BM, the one thing this seed can still do to just really piss me off is make the dungeon for this, or make the boss for this dungeon, anglerfish. I mean, that would just mean I'd have to eventually... Kirby, please! Stop sucking! Well, we're about a moment of truth. Also, I didn't really think about it, but that was the last check in the dungeon, and it was, of course, the Nightmare Key. Awesome! Even better! We can cheat! That's not what's equipped. There we go. So this is another one of those bosses that really upsets people as kids. The phone booth. We all hate him. Ring, 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 ring. No, this is just an annoyingly long boss. You gotta hit him in the paw, you gotta throw him against the wall 3 times. It's really annoying. If you clip into a wall like this, he just breaks his pot instantly because it overloads his sprite. Now, if I did this right, perfect.
You go into the wall and stay there.
Exactly. Now we got the Star Rod from Kirby. But yeah, basically, you overload his pot, or the damage counter for his pot by throwing him flipped into the wall, so it just breaks the pot instantly. And then if you put fire on the wall right before he starts his text box, you'll hover into it, and you'll have just enough time to hit him with a fire rod again, or magic rod again, to finish the kill. Speeds up that boss so significantly.
There's certainly one where they've double thrown him at the wall to break him. Or...
You said what? Sorry?
I've seen the technique they use where, like, they throw it in the wall twice and then it breaks it. I don't know, I'm tired. I've seen a technique used for him. I just can't remember how to explain it right now.
I think I know what you're trying to say, and I didn't even know that was something that was possible. I didn't think. But maybe it is, and maybe it's just such an obsolete trick that I just wasn't around him when I joined the community. Yeah, I'm not sure on that. That's interesting. It's obviously irrelevant now because we can literally overflow his damage, but still interesting. Oh no, the windfish. Somebody put him on the cliff. What do we do? We're just gonna ignore him. Goodbye.
Well, that's what you get, fish.
Oh, why you put yourself up there in the first place? And oh, you people are gonna say, "Oh no, the moblins put him up there." Oh, that's not true. If you actually come there from the other direction, you go talk to her. She just walks across the pit like it's not even there. She's like, "Oh, thanks for saving me," and then just walks across the pit. It's very funny, quite humorous. I need hookshot and boots here. So she was faking it the whole time. Love the Kirby walks, or Kirby rocks with Wildy. Oh, you know what? I just realized a check I forgot down below. I spent a lot of time in the mountains now. Well, no, actually, that's flipper locked. Thinking of how many checks I have left in the game to do. And honestly, I think it's mostly just dungeon checks.
Alright, let's see what your tip is today.
Don't do drugs. There's your tip for the day. Found the bow. All right.
$25. What was it?
Oh, I got the bow.
He gave you a capital D.
A capital T. Funny. All right, let's see if Like wants to cooperate. Oh God, he's getting him out. Oh, well, the old man's shooting me. Stop shooting me, please. All right, who needs level 2 shield when you can just clip into walls?
Damage
So, getting-
boosting. It's what's for dinner.
100%. So normally, the flame jet pushes you backwards. Very, very much so. It does not normally let you progress into the, like I just did there. Bomb trigger to wake up the dragon here. Attack of the cuckoos. My cuckoos. By clipping into the wall, you don't have knockback. I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this. You don't have knockback when you're clipped into a wall, which is why that trick works. Because you're basically, the flame jet is trying to push you back, but it can't because you're clipped into the wall. Also, welcome to Color Dungeon. I know we talked a lot about this dungeon earlier. It's an interesting dungeon. I need this guy to get out of my way, please. Thank you. Let's see if we can, perfect. That was dangerous because I could have transitioned there and would have just been slightly annoying. Manageable, but annoying.
Explaining, you could tell that the dungeon was just thrown in there at the end.
100%. Like, it's so weird. It's such a strange dungeon. There's Guardian Acorn. I wonder if there's a... I don't... Whoops! That's a bomb. Yeah, I don't know if there's a real way for me to get out of bounds in this dungeon. But I did mention earlier that the... Oh, I only have 2 small keys. I'm gonna do something a little cheeky here, I think. We're gonna do something called save scumming. Basically, I'm gonna save and quit at the start of the dungeon here like this. Now I'm gonna go and check to see what item is behind the mini-boss there. And if I don't like it, I can just soft reset the game. And I have my 2 keys, and I can just go finish the rest of the dungeon instead. Technically, in this situation, I would want to go finish the dungeon anyway, because I already have the nightmare key, and there's a lot more checks that direction than there is this direction.
Yeah, but better safe than sorry.
Exactly. I'd hate to just not know what's up here. It's very possible it could have been one more color dungeon somewhere. Color dungeon key somewhere that I haven't picked up yet. Which could mean there's slippers in here that are in logic. You never know. So we're just going to go ahead. Oh, you know what? I can't get out of bounds in this dungeon. In this room right here. I could do a super jump off of this wall right here to go off, off the left side there. Okay, well I hate red tunic, so we're not going to keep that, but I will go out of bounds just for a moment here. Every other game, or every other dungeon, there's like a whole plane, so going out of bounds might like take you to another part of the dungeon or into the GBJ. This takes you into Whoop. Oh, okay. Well, that's not what I expected to happen.
That is something different.
I just straight up soft locked the game, apparently. So what's supposed to happen there is the grid is actually just the boss room. In every tile that's not part of the dungeon. No, please charge them. Thank you. I've never seen that before. That was very weird and very unexpected. Don't bomb me, bro.
Say, oh, well, that's new.
You could even say, that's never happened before. I'm just kidding, this is GDQ. Alright, classic bingo room. Whoops, why? I'm an idiot. Really, I'm colorblind. Out of bounds, out of order. What's the difference? Exactly. You get it. Alright, grab that map. Because I didn't really need the map. But we are at the final checks of the color dungeon. Place your bets. Who thinks flippers are going to be on the Great Fairy? Place your bets now. 1 for yes, 2 for no.
Still rooting for that first place that you were like, we gotta check something, we'll go back later.
Uh-huh.
Problem
I
is, I don't remember where that was.
Yeah, me neither. The life of a rando. I do love the sprite change there of turning him into Ormos or whatever. Piece of heart and a key for face shrine. All right, 2 useless items on Tingle. Thank you very much, Tingle. Your service is not needed.
Tingle being useless? The devil, you say?
The devil. All right, so let me actually think about this here real quick. We have fully cleared left side of the map. We're gonna go turn in a few trade items, I think. I have a lot of those. I wouldn't mind an ocarina, honestly. Did get both items in the Dream Shrine. Mustache! The mustache is the scale that you would need to that you would normally use at the end of the trade sequence. I don't have dog food yet, do I?
I think you do. I seem to recall you... Oh, wait, no, they said they were giving you dog food, and instead they gave you the ghost. Never mind.
Yes. Nice little feature is the they actually cycle through my trade items I have over on the top right there. I've got the Shine Sprite, I've got the Mushroom, and I've got the Stash, which are Honeycomb. I literally just forgot what I had. Honeycomb.
Mushroom, scale, and honeycomb?
Thank you. The mushroom is actually the necklace, which is
necklace.
Hello, HV. HV, we were just talking about you. I don't think I ever finished D8, did I? I need to go back to D8. We're just gonna warp around a whole bunch. Thanks for the good luck, though, HV. Appreciate you. Oh, sorry, guy. Yeah, huh. Well, you did show up at my Steam notifications playing a very specific new game that just came out. Okay, so this is where... Yeah, there's a lot of checks here I left behind. So they came here early. We don't need the beak. Just gonna ignore that. Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun discussions this run. It's been a lot more casual, a lot less stressful. Whoops, I didn't mean to throw that bomb. Please die, thank you. I am indeed talking about High on Life. How is it so far? Also, we're gonna cheat, of course. Normally you chuck bombs from across the cliff or from up on the cliff to fight this boss, but screw that. We're just gonna walk down and super jump back up. Freaking hilarious. I'm glad to hear that. I'm looking forward to playing that game at some point in the future. What am I leaving behind here? I got Cue Ball and I got Blano, both fight still. So we're gonna go ahead and fight them really quick. We're gonna try to kill this Owl before he runs away, and we did it. Perfect. Just what I wanted. So the only mini bosses that are actually shuffled are the ones that have war points. So this one's always going to be Cue Ball. This one's never shuffled. I do love how it's a giant Octorok. You'll everyone see it now. But Blano will be, well, maybe changed. I'm actually kind of surprised we haven't seen Blano yet. He was sitting behind Mr. Wright's desk. But we haven't actually seen him as a mini-boss yet. Okay, the magnifying lens is actually totally... It's shocking weapons, everything you ever need. I love it. Magnifying glass isn't actually something you need in the randomizer. Normally it would make the enemies visible in the scale room and make the dog visible for trade. Let's show off another little fun trick here. So normally you cannot swim in lava, right? I mean, it's very hot. It burns a lot, it damages you, drown. But, oh wait, I actually can't do this because I don't have flippers. Never mind. Well, now I've just ruined myself. We're just gonna transition. There is a fun trick you can do called lava swimming. It does require flippers to do, so I can't actually do it right now. But basically, if you do a normal like Jesus jump transition, and you swing your sword during the transition, you'll just start swimming in lava. It won't hurt you. Just a little fun little glitch. One more way to break the game.
Gotta be good for the shell, I guess.
Get out of my way! Come on now.
Stupid Potaboos.
Yeah, right. I waited because I figured he was gonna troll me, but the real troll was waiting until he got in my way. Breaking the game, imagine that. Hello, Golden, how are you doing?
The real troll was all the trolls we saw along the way.
Would you look at that? We got Vanilla Blano. And he died immediately. Need some non-Potaboo water. Exactly. So, a lot of people casually come to this dungeon. I got nothing! My run is validated. How am I gonna... We're gonna return home. We'll use the warp point to get back into the dungeon. What was I just saying? Oh yeah, normally when you go into D8, casually you come into that room and you're like, oh crap, pegs. Well, where's the freaking switch? And then you have to find it behind a bombable wall, of which there's literally no indication that it exists whatsoever. It sucks casually. But yeah, obviously super jumps are broken, so we can just ignore them and go over it. Have a good night, HV. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you being here. Oh, excuse me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and I did mention earlier. Well, I guess I didn't really mention. I'm gonna explain this trick real quick. So when you Jesus jump, when you land on that splash animation, if you unpause, it does actually push your sprite down one frame as well. Same way that like pit buffering does as well. So by doing a Jesus jump off of this is actually going to push me into the wall 1 pixel. So I'm now clipped into the wall. I can Jesus jump off of it to clip into this wall right here. Whoops, I almost screwed up the setup. And then I can just Jesus jump across, or sorry, super jump across to get to this door without having to find the right staircase. And this can only be one of 2 bosses. We're going to start with the bomb. It was not the bomb, it was Slime Eye. Whoops, that's not what I equipped. There we go, bomb, bomb, wall. Oh man, good old Slime Eye, Link's in the eye. Please, please, please.
Yes, that could be a googly eye.
What'd you say? Sorry?
I said, I guess that counts as a googly eye?
Yeah, something like that. Slime Eye, very RNG heavy boss.
No,
Who is that smooth criminal?
I honestly could have gone the rest of my life without seeing Link stuck in some eyes, and I've been happy with that.
Alright, we finally did it, guys. We got the Game Boy. We can actually play this game now. Big ol' honkin' chonkin' brick.
And it's in color.
And it's in color. It's fantastic. So let's talk about Slime Eye really quick, because Slime Eye is a troll. I completely forgot D8 was in D0. What have I not been to yet first, actually? Hold on, I need to route a little bit here. I haven't been to D5. I need flippers for that. Face Shrine, that's the other one. I think we're going to return home to get over there. But, yeah, let's talk about Slime Eye really quick, because Slime Eye is kind of a silly boss. Even from a speedrunning perspective, he is very aggravating. Obviously, you saw me defeat him. Yeah, well, maybe not so handily. He gave me a little bit gruff, if you will. Not wanting to get split, bouncing me away, not wanting to actually split one of him with my sword. The whole thing about him splitting is completely. Well, it is RNG whether or not he actually separates sometimes. Like, there are specific subpixels in which he won't separate. And yeah, if you just happen to hit that subpixel, it's very easy to get yourself stuck in those subpixels. And so you can just hit him as much as you want. He'll never break for you. And it's, yeah. It's a very annoying boss. If you hit that subpixel, cry, lose your PB, reset, move on. I know I just said I was going to go to the face shrine, but there is actually a couple bomb checks I still need to check. Including that hibiscus. That's actually, I've got 2 trade checks now in Animal Village I need to do. Let's go ahead and take care of those. There's also another bomb check outside of Animal Village I need to do as well. Another one that will be bomb triggering. Hello, Snorlax. Goodbye, Snorlax. Say goodbye to Snorlax. It's the last time you'll ever see him. Well, that's a lie. You'll see him one more time when we run by him. After doing this. Who knows? This could even have our flippers. It does not. It has money. We don't need money. Quick save and quit to get back to the start of the dungeon a little easier. And then we'll equip our boots again and we'll dash off into the sunset. Or into the next screen. Hi, Snorlax. Bye, Snorlax. We'll never see you again. So sad. Cry for the Snorlax. Okay, another meme graphic. This is another popular one for the SMS community. It's a pinata, or pinata. Golden Devil, you still here? What the heck are these things called? Hey, and my ocarina. So he loves to talk. The bear loves to talk after you give him his honeycomb. So we save quit to skip all that text. Pianta, thank you. Yes. Whoops, that's the wrong house. Go ahead and give the hibiscus over here to definitely Crazy Tracy, and not the goat. And another golden leaf. You know, that's one thing that's interesting. I only have 3 golden leaves. That tail key is technically locked behind 5 golden leaves. Which means if I was truly trying to do this on normal logic and not trying to cheat every bit of the way, this would have taken a while. Are you the only one who heard all the horrible farm noises? Are you going crazy? I think you're going crazy.
No, that may have come through from me. Somebody sent me something, I clicked on it, and it was a bunch of cow noises for some reason, and I thought I was muted, but apparently I wasn't.
I didn't even hear that. Wow. I guess you're not crazy, person in chat. Another little glitch here. I'm not even going to explain it. We're just going to fall onto this little island. Oh, thank God, thank you. So he was a smooth criminal. Love that. Basically, I just did another Jesus jump transition there to transition down, but because there was a landable tile underneath, it works a little bit differently from a normal Jesus jump transition. It pushes you down to the closest walkable tile instead. The game gets very confused sometimes. Fortunately, that means flippers cannot be in this dungeon. Where the heck are my flippers? Hold on. I gotta start actively thinking about this. I'm kind of running out of non-flipper checks.
Kind of. The Noodly Arm Dungeon.
Noodly Arm
That-
Dungeon. There was one
I believe
check.
that was 2.
I think there's only one check. That was, no, wait, what was that dungeon? There's Charmander. We finally found him. He's trapped in a chest. Let me think here.
Best Pokemon ever.
Yeah, well, I'm more of a Squirtle guy myself.
We can agree to disagree.
Squirtle Squad for life, baby.
Look, I was okay with Squirtle until you read the little thing where, you know, if the fire on the tail of a Charmander goes out,
It dies.
come on, and Squirtle's chasing him around, squirting water at his tail.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Squirtle's a menace.
I will end you, lizard.
Oh my goodness.
Squirtle wasn't playing around, so.
To be fair, there was a lot of messed up things with Pokemon Kanto.
Not just
Really?
Pokemon Kanto, just there's a lot of messed up stuff with Pokemon. Whole lot of messed up
Well,
stuff.
Just hanging out.
my brother-in-law just started playing the new Pokemon that came out, and I had to explain to him that the Pokemon he's, defeating, he's not just knocking them out because he's getting parts of Pokemon.
Oh yeah, they're dead.
Oh,
They're
they're
dead.
just
Yeah, you're getting
straight
like
up dead.
claws and fur. He's like, no, they're just knocked out. We're finding it on the ground. And I'm like,
Are you that?
remember how bad it was when we had to, stop Team Rocket from stealing Slowpoke tails?
And now we're actively hunting them.
Right?
You found 3 Eevee skills. Holy crap! Brutal!
Brutality.
So I'm glad we started talking about Eevee skull fragments. No, it is good that we changed the subject there for a little bit because I'm failing this jump, and right now I'm trying to do. Whoops! Dang it! I was trying to do pit buffers to get myself out of that pit. I mentioned that every time you fall, it pushes you down a frame or two. You can use that to escape pits like so. If the egg will fall, please. Anytime now. This could take a while. We can go back to talking about Pokemon stuff again and how broken of a game Violet and Scarlet, or whatever the heck they're called, is.
Yeah, games may have been broken, but I am not gonna lie, that is the most fun I have had with a mainline Pokemon game in a dog's age.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was quite actually an enjoyable experience.
I'm free!
Just getting into it. I didn't get too far, but mine was really kind of buggy.
I think everybody was really kind of buggy. Those are some interesting looking fish.
I think those fish might have something wrong with them.
Maybe just a little. I am actively avoiding Master Stalfos because I don't think he's gonna have anything I need. But basically, the way I just cheated that dungeon there, I can just completely ignore the Master Stalfos fight entirely. Now, if I do this entire dungeon and find out that... Wait, I shouldn't be able to fight him. What's going on? Okie dokie then. I guess we're fighting him. Just kidding! We're fighting the crocodile! And his dog food shield. Yeah, I don't know the implications of what this means for me, to be completely honest. He's not supposed to spawn until you beat him the first time, I didn't think. Well, there's my nightmare key, so I guess it doesn't matter. This dungeon is absolutely flipper locked, so actually I can probably just finish it and leave. What's my fastest way back? Probably this way. Oop. Yeah, let's just grab the instrument and head out. So much for that sub 2 hours. Oh well. Flipper's gonna flip.
4 minutes, I believe in you.
That's all good. There's I don't want to jinx myself, but there's very, very little chance that this will be a 3-hour seed. It'll likely be about 2.5. It's honestly very rare to ever get a seed that's more than 3 hours. Like, that is incredibly rare.
So I know in FFR, ordeals shuffles, so every time we go through it, it's different. Does the Windfish Cave also shuffle, or is it always the same path through?
So, interesting question, actually. The path through the Windfish Egg actually never changes. Shout out to Mario. Whoops, there he goes, talking too much again. In the vanilla game, casually you would go bonk the book in the library and read it, and it would tell you the path to get through the Windfish Egg. You never actually need to read the book because there is one path that it always defaults to at first. As long as you do not read the book, the egg path will always be left, up, right, up, left, up. Yeah, Mario looks high. as soon as you read the book, that's what actually puts the egg root into play. Like, that's what actually changes it. So as long as you don't read the book, the egg root will never randomize. But as far as the purpose of the randomizer goes, no, it does not intentionally randomize the egg. Okay. I need to think about this for a second here. What was in D3? I think that's probably a good starting place. D. What flipper location would make the seed the most cursed? Mamu. Yeah, the most cursed would be me finding the ocarina somewhere and then having to go through Signpost Maze and having Mamu give me the flippers. Which the Mamu spray is actually 10 out of 10 on the meme sprites. So hopefully we get to go talk to him at some point. What trade items do I have left? And what were you about to say? I rudely interrupted.
You already have the ocarina, though, don't you?
Do I? Oh crap! I do. All right, off to Mamu. Let's go. I've had this stupid thing the whole time. God, I completely forgot I got that. Where did I get that at?
The last dungeon you got it in one of the chests.
Was it? No, it was on the Pianta.
Maybe.
Yeah, it was on the Pianta. Because I got excited. I was like, yeah, now we're gonna skip his text. This is this is a room you can't actually bomb trigger the cutscene. Because the dead rooster in the center, his sprite messes up the trigger. So you actually have to have the ocarina to get this check. So I guess we're doing all the ocarina checks now, and probably almost definitely finding flippers at this point. Shouts to like the 1 second of Boo Buddy you got to see there. Now we're gonna, whoops. Didn't mean to play the song. I meant to stop playing the song, please. I need to talk to the windfish. Stop. No, come on.
Don't want to talk. I want to play.
I just want to play. Shouts to Monty Python. I just want to sing. No, stop. No singing. No. She's my hurt, my muse. Oh. Yeah, thanks for reminding me I actually had the ocarina. That would have been awkward.
What I'm here for. Usually I'm the tracker, so it's my job to keep an eye on these things.
We've been having so much fun here. I just haven't really been paying attention, I guess. More rupees. Rupees. Alright. It's Mamu time, baby. Oh god, I'm one secret seashell away from getting 20 as well. I don't think flippers are going to be on 20 seashells, though, because I did cheat for a lot of those shells.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of would laugh if it is.
I would be impressed, actually. It'd be, trying to think what's... There's another randomizer I do that's like... Oh, yeah. Ocarina of Time. It'd be very similar to, like, having your major item progression be on, like, 20 giant Skulltulas, which is a troll in and of itself, because it's always like, here you go. You need almost every Skulltula you can actually access to get this, to get your progression, and then you cry a little bit on the inside. If you guys got things you want to say, by the way, please go right on ahead.
I'm enjoying the sign, maze.
I hate the signpost maze so much.
Yeah,
bring back the song that I had stuck in my head during my run on Sunday, which was
Oh my god.
Also, yeah, shout out to Kermit the Frog here. Kermit the Frog here.
I am Kermit the Marmoo here.
Where the players his unreleased new track.
God, this song is such a horror show.
It's so bad. At least we don't have to deal with the flashing lights. Shout out to the randomizer. I love you when you're letting me down. Thank you, Croak.
The frog
Yeah.
song of atonality.
And it was the... Okay, so not only was it a useless item, it was truly a useless item. Like, so, Key Cavern is a weird dungeon. It's D3. There's actually more... There's actually more keys in that dungeon than there are locked doors. There are 8 locked door/key blocks in total, and there are 9 small keys, and it's specifically for soft lock prevention. And that key I just picked up with my 9th D3 key. So that was truly the most useless item I could have gotten. Okay, I need to think. Oh my god, my neck is
So-
loaded.
We're starting the betting pool.
Yes.
Will it be in Dungeon 1 or Dungeon 2 to find the flippers?
It won't be in either. It can't. It literally cannot be in Dungeon 1, because Dungeon 1 is in Dungeon 5, which is flipper locked. There are very few places that flippers can still be at this point, though. Going back to D3 is an option. I definitely already finished this. I'm just trying to remember what dungeons I didn't full clear at this point. Because there aren't many. I full cleared D8. I full cleared D7. I full cleared D4. Yeah, let's go through the checklist here. D5 is flipper locked, so flippers won't be in there. D6 I full cleared. I think the only options are really D2 and D3 actually. But I did full clear D8 and D0 and D7 and 6 and 5 and 4. Yeah, I think it's in D3 or D2. I gotta remember where those dungeons were. I haven't been to either one of them in forever. One of them was in D4, that's for sure.
Which one? The usual number 1 dungeon.
I think the other one was in D7? Feels right, because D8 was D0. So we're just gonna... Now, if it's not on any of these checks, I'm gonna start getting real confused real quick.
That last seashell?
Oh god, please, no. The trolliest of troll seeds. I did... Yeah, the dig check for Villa had my tail key. Whoop, that's not... I was so focused on thinking I didn't realize I was walking into the warp point and not the staircase. So we're just gonna warp all the way back over to D4 again. Are the randomizer logic settings for this that take or don't take glitches into logic consideration? Yes. So this game doesn't have a plandomizer yet. But it does have, upon generation, basically you select your difficulty. Oops, wrong wall. I always do this wrong every time. So right now we are doing normal logic, which will never require glitches to complete the game. But there are 5 levels of difficulty. There's casual, normal, hard, glitched, and hell logic. How many keys do I have in this dungeon? I need to do some math. Oh god, I barely have any D2 keys, actually. I think we're just going to finish the dungeon. I think it's more likely flippers would be in D3 than they would be in D2. But... yeah, it's highly unlikely it's in here. I think I just finished this dungeon. But yeah, basically, the higher you go in the logic settings, the more obscure knowledge that would be required to finish the seed. It's like these weird jumps off the wall I'm doing called super jumps. Any check that's requires that would be in glitch logic, or higher rather. There is a donation incentive for a Hell Logic exhibition at the end of this run. Didn't get met during the Sunday run. I think we're only like $40 probably away now, or are we still 35? We're still 35. Excuse me. To getting that unlocked. So if you want to see some of the silliness that can happen in like the highest difficulty setting, feel free to donate for charity. Yeah. Oh no, this is the fish, isn't it? Yep. So this is the boss I can't fight. This is the reason I need flippers. Well, the main reason I need flippers. Technically, I needed to get into D1 as well, but I got ways around that. So, I guess we're heading back up the mountain now. Do I speedrun this? I do, actually. I'm not an excellent speedrunner by any means. But I do run the any percent no whoop category for this game. World record is 48:59, and I'm currently sitting at a 101:28, which is still I think like top 35 out of 80 or so runners. It's definitely not a bad time. Like sub 1 hour is definitely a threshold that's somewhat difficult to cross for newer runners. It's not one I've quite hit yet, but at some point I will do it. I am just absolutely murdering myself in this case. It is decent, thank you. I agree, it is very decent. I don't know, at some point I'll pick it back up, but honestly I've had so many other things I've been wanting to do that like speedrunning has taken a pretty strong backseat for a while. I think my last run was like a hour, or not an hour, like a year and a half ago about. I've been doing a lot of other things, like doing a lot more with the randomizer and other games as well. Where am I going? I'm trying to go at D7 now. Let's see here. Woo! I'm really hoping these flippers are in D3, otherwise I'm might be taking a pause break while I sit and think about what I got left. The DK spring, yeah. I should be thinking about this now. Let me think here. Okay, there is one other check that would actually be quite trolly if the flippers are on it. I got that mustache so long ago. I haven't checked it yet. Technically, just need hookshot for that.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Excuse you for what? What are you doing? What are you doing over there?
Oh, I'm over here trying to figure out exactly how much I need to donate to get this Hell Logic.
Oh. You let me know. You let me know when you find out. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to find out.
45.
45.
No, 45.
45.
Alright, well.
Yeah. It's like, well, let me pull out my wallet.
I'm getting 35 in there. Somebody else has to find the last 10.
Hey, only $10 to see the Hell Logic exhibition. That's what I'm talking about. You got time because I can't remember where T3 is. Maybe it was in T1?
Yeah. We have plenty of time. Like, trying to remember where he's going.
Whoa, too far. You know what? There could also be. This has burned me before, so maybe I should do this before I just go randomly running off into D3 again. Okay. Yeah, the ocarina hit would have been nice a long time ago. My god, these hints are actually valuable. Oh, nope, not that one. Last one. Give me a flipper hit. Oops. This is not chess. You knew that. Okay. Nope. Okay. No flipper hints. There's always a chance I could get a flipper hint. I don't know if it was the Sunday seed. I don't think it was. But recently I did a seed where I got locked out by an item that there was a hint for in the library. Here's D3. And I just never looked at the library. And so I could have had the check like hours ago. It was upsetting to say the least.
On that, we have hint givers on for some of our flags, and for some reason, I'll either forget to check them, or I'll forget which one's a hint giver, and then be very confused why one person just won't tell me anything.
Yeah, hint givers, the biggest issue is just remembering to actually talk to them.
Yeah, it's really aggravating when it's like, okay, there's a stick. Definitely not a sword, don't worry about it.
It's just a short-shaped stick.
Exactly, it's a pointy stick. No, the only times when the hints really matter are the times when you decide you're not checking hints that day. Okay, so we're gonna give Mario his pointy stick here. I think from here, I think we have to go check the mermaid statue. Was that third sword? It was technically no. Oh no, this is funny as seashell. Crap. So we're playing with the meme graphics. Everything's kind of changed around here. My sword is actually a stick, and the stick is actually a sword. It's not confusing at all. Don't worry about it. Bees!
So in this time, Ghost Burb, $10 for more glitches, and Forsaken for Hell Logic. I believe
Hey, we hit the incentive?
45. Yes.
Hey, let's go! All right. We will do that at the end of this run, if it ever ends. That's exciting. Thank you so much for everyone who donated to hit that exhibition. It's gonna be a good time, I promise. Oh, you know what else I forgot? I forgot this dig check. This is gonna be flippers, 100%, right here, right now. Yup. All right, well, that's go mode. So this season's almost over. So good timing on that donation. So all we gotta do now is rush our way through D1. It will take no time at all. And then we just gotta go back to D2 and beat the anglerfish.
Yeah, murder a fish, and, you know.
Burrfish, yeah. Everybody, I get spoiled. It floats. Alas. Okay, I do need to fight things here. Talking about the hint book here. All the hints that say that something contains a secret. To be honest, we're still kind of on the fence on what it means. We always thought it meant that it just means there's a secret seashell there, but we've never actually proven if that's true or not. And nobody truly knows. It was a thing that was imported from the original randomizer. This game actually has two different randomizers. One of them's Z4R, the other one's LADXR. To the code, exactly. Hello, K-Branch. Welcome. Maybe you can finally answer the question, because literally nobody in the community actually knows if the hints about there being a secret means it's a secret seashell or not. Yeah, either it means there's a secret seashell there, or it's just a pointless hint. Only $97 away from 6K. Heyo. So what do we do if we hit 6K before the end of this run, guys? Like we need a little more spicy incentive.
No logic, see it all the way from the beginning.
Excuse me, run it back. Let's go.
We get a full remix, only instead of normal difficulty or beginner difficulty, we go right up there to hell logic.
Would you go straight to hell logic?
Yep.
That would be spicy. Appears to me there's a useful item there. Oh, interesting. Fishing hook.
Yeah, but like useful in which way? Because I mean, a heart piece could be a very useful item.
Yeah, it is true. That might be something we need to do more research on. Yeah, more market research. Is this actually vanilla Nightmare Key? One of. Oh, hey, wow! Look at that. We got the whole list. We're on day 6 of the Hell Logic Run. Morale remains steady. We gotta need 3 people in the chat to stay alive. You had to sing at 5K? Yeah, for 6K, I'll sing.
I think
we'll all sing
You know what?
6K, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
We'll do the freaking Chipmunks Christmas album if we hit 6K.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, no thanks on that one.
That's a whole album.
I tell you what, if we
Just
hit
like-
6K, let's do a host co-op Pokemon theme song, yeah?
I can do
Alright,
that.
but I can only remember half the poker rap.
Oh, not the Poke Rap, the Pokemon theme song. I want to be a favorite. Yep, that's all you get. Oh god. Alright, this is the Bow Wow King. Trivial with level 2 sword. Doesn't even matter.
Hold still
Yeah.
while I kick your teeth in.
I'll still kick your teeth in, yes, exactly. Okay, and that means this boss is Evil Eagle. Did I save quit? I did save quit. Okay, so the floor should be gone, which means I can show off some silly shit with it. With this boss. Excuse me. Pardon my French. So you know, this is casually a pretty annoying boss sometimes. You know, he's pain in the butt. Oh. Okay, it didn't work. Hold on. So you can there it is.
Well, that's interesting to know that he exists below the screen there.
Yes. So his hitbox remains when he flies off the screen up north or up on the top. And so if the floor doesn't exist, you can actually just hookshot down through the floor and hit his hitbox on the ceiling. We got the Triforce of Power. That's it. Pack it up. Send again and home again. Dies in Yellow Dome.
Now we just gotta find the princess.
Now we just gotta find the princess.
A different egg castle.
My goodness. Yes. There are limitations to that, though. Where was D2 again? Was it in D4? We were just
Yes.
there. I think it was in... Yes?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with sure.
Okay, well, I guess we'll find out. I'm sure one of our cute chatters would be able to tell me where D2 was.
Look, I'm pretty sure they're conspiring to get us to sing over there.
At least one of them is. I know I actually host for another charity marathon called Bingothon. And I want to say at the summer marathon, we did a Pokemon themed song incentive, but we made it so every person who sang did it in a different language that they didn't know.
Oh god.
So I sang it in German. Let's see, what else did we have? We had somebody doing Turkish, we had somebody doing Spanish, somebody doing French, somebody doing English, just to make sure everything was, you know, steady. Quite humorous. This is so disorienting and hilarious. I love that. Whoops! I don't know if you'll get us all to sing in a different language for 6K, but I'd still be down to sing the Pokemon theme song for $6,000 towards charity.
Look, about the only parts I remember about German are some conversational stuff and swearing. I am not singing in German.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going through my repertoire myself, and I'm like, the only Bosnian I know, yeah, I'm not allowed to say that in good company.
Yeah. Whee!
Luckily, I mean, it's only $97.
Only $97.
That is cheaper than most things on the Home Shopping Network.
We are running out of time, though. Shout out to Mambo, by the way. Remember that fish are... Whoops. Weak to bombs.
Fish are friends. Oh, and probably weak to bombs, it seems.
Very weak to bombs. Translated into 2 different languages and then back to English. Okay, I'm down for this, actually.
All right, single arrow. Seed is valid.
Whoops. That's not the way to the door. Star power! Robstein is the only German I know. I took 4 years of German in high school. That's my my level of German knowledge.
Look, I took a year of Spanish and I still can't speak it.
At least it's not zero arrow. All right, we are heading to the end here. Ooh, actually, is it faster to... Nah, it's gonna be faster to do this. Sounds like I got Mambo's Mambo in D1. We can go ahead and play that to get a little bit closer to the egg. Just a little.
Time to go play it being Samus Aran and destroy an island instead of a planet.
Exactly. Boop. There's our trusty Charmander following us around wherever we go through the swamp. Goodbye, Charmander. We knew you well. You will never be returned home.
Yeah.
Alright, now I could play the ocarina, but that's boring.
Yeah,
I prefer to play my favorite instrument.
Explosives?
Explosives, exactly.
Wait, so does that mean in theory you can unlock the Windfish without all the instruments?
No, unfortunately, the game does still expect you to have all the instruments, but you can play the Windfish's song without the ocarina.
Okay.
So, not very people try this, but like in the vanilla game, if you try to go to the egg without all 8 instruments and play the song, it will still summon all of the instruments that you have and play them, but it won't actually open the egg.
Okay, so it does do a check to make sure you have all 8.
Yes. A better way to cap out an adventure and blinking everyone you know and met completely having to. What happens to Koholint stays in Koholint? Left up, right up. Do. Alright, I'm gonna try a little cheesiness here. It is possible to skip the first phase here if I do this right. No, I didn't get it. Ah, damn it. Oh well. So it's possible to skip all of this text. It's very strange. It doesn't always work. But basically, you just have to mash bombs as fast as you can as you go down the pit. It skips his text. He goes up, he gets stuck in the wall, and you can just completely skip the first phase by poking him with your sword.
Yeah, that would have been convenient.
Right? But the bright side is, or the bright side to failing the trick is we get awesome boss music now.
True facts, true facts. The boss music does go pretty hard.
Yes. If I skip the cutscene, we get no boss music. We get no music, period.
Alright, good thing the cutscene was skipped then.
Also, I hope you enjoy the head.
That is a very unique head.
It scared the crap out of me when I did this, or the first time I saw it with the beam graphics. I'm pretty sure this is a Kirby reference. I'm sure somebody in chat knows.
Well, It looks like a bird mask, totally. But then, if you look where the snout is, there's a whole other face, so now it looks like a face wearing a hat.
Yeah, the more I look at it, the more I don't want to look at it anymore.
I know. I can't stop staring.
I really love the one nightmare for another comment in chat.
I feel like I'm staring into the abyss, and the abyss has started to stare back.
Right. This isn't where I left my Elden Ring. And again, this guy's cute little Link hat. He spins Link swords, Master Swords. Alright, final phase. It is almost time for time. So time will be when the screen fades out to white after I walk up the stairs. First, you just gotta wait for the eye to open up the eye. By the way, fun fact, in case you didn't know, Deathel normally takes 16 arrows to kill, or 1 boomerang.
The boomerang, the strongest arrow.
It is the is the strongest weapon in the game. All right, coming up on time and time.
2:28:44 is what I got.
Woo!
Yes.
Redemption revenged.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the text change here. I gotta read this. Young hero, I mean egg, or young man, I mean egg, the hero you have defeated. Oh wait, no, never mind. Sorry, I'm thinking of bingo. This text has totally changed when you played bingo in this game. I forgot what run I had. Otherwise, it's just the same text. I'm pretty sure we did that deathless as well, which means we get a bonus little treat at the end.
God, the windfish it's the acid trip whale.
It really is. Those are some. This is the Game Boy Color really flexing its colors.
Yeah.
Nothing like egg to get you through some trying times. Exactly.
May I offer you an egg in these trying times?
Perfect. So for right now, we just get to kind of enjoy the final cutscene here. All the sprites are still memed.
And now they don't exist anymore.
And now we're annihilating them. Goodbye, Mario. We knew ye well. Wiping him from existence. This is one way to ghost a love interest. Love that.
And the whole, this just brings up a whole mess of philosophical issues. Like, were they sentient? Did Link just commit mass murder?
These are the things we,
Did Link drink too much salt water? And he's dehydrated staring at the sun, and this is all what he's seeing in his head.
It was all just a dream. Worst ending to a movie ever.
Right?
Ugh. Oh, my back! I don't think there's a single game in which Link doesn't commit mass murder. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not technically wrong.
Though he doesn't normally commit it on this scale of just, wiping out an entire, entire continent/country in just a single blow.
Pretty sure there was a Pokemon in the Pokedex that made that same noise.
Oh, wait for it. Big smile. We love Link smile in the community. Oh my goodness. This is brutal, even by Link standards. Alright, so first of all, We can see how well we did. We got 194 out of 224 checks, 0 deaths, and the in-game timer is a little bit off of the IRL timer. I don't know exactly why. I think there are very specific load zones. That
some save and quits, and at least that probably
the menus,
yeah, and also the time that it soft locked.
That was interesting. Oh yeah, the save skill. Like, so we need to link die the dehydration exposure DX. Nice.
All right. So, what do you need to set up for the hell logic?
Nothing. Actually, we can do it straight from here.
All right.
There is one more little surprise though, because we got 0 deaths. We do get a very special ending here after the credits are finished. That's the only reason why I haven't loaded it up quite yet.
Okay.
But basically, I have every hell logic trick I'm going to show here, kind of already prepared on a save state file.
Okay.
So all I have to do is just load the save state, and we'll be good to go. I'm going to load the ROM that I did the save states on, just to be safe. Make sure it doesn't screw anything up.
Better safe than sorry. And oh my God, why are there 2 whales?
Don't worry about that. They're definitely not breeding. It's just a fun little glitch for the randomizer. It is quite funny hearing everybody's reaction to the first time they see that, though. It's only now that you truly realize, dang, these credits are way too damn long.
Yeah.
That's fine. We're just about there. We're finally wrapping up. It's a final crescendo. Link's in love with a seagull. Okay, so for 0 deaths, first we get the standard end. We find out, oh my gosh, Marin is real. A lot of people put a lot of time into this fever dream. And she turns into a seagull, yep. And now for the randomizer specific bonus of getting 0 deaths, we get... Boom.
Alright, that's adorable. I like that.
This is a cat of the creator Dade. So we call him Dade Cat. Pops up on screen, tells you are a winner. All right, give me just a hot second here. It'll only take a moment as long as I load the right one. I believe it should be this one right here. Yes. Actually, it's probably be easier to look at over here. Okay. Let's see here. So, make sure I don't accidentally hit the save state button, or otherwise I ruin everything. Should be that button. Perfect. Okay, so we're now a bunny.
That's what you're telling me.
What'd you say?
You hatched.
I hatched, exactly. I hatched into a baby bunny. Okay.
Well, isn't that what Easter is about?
Something like that, yeah. This is another one of the sprite packs that are available. This got really cuddly all of a sudden. Yeah, this is another one of the sprite packs that are available. There's a whole bunch of the sprite packs. I highly recommend checking out the randomizer. It's the link to the Discord is posted somewhere in chat. I've seen it a few times already. Highly recommend checking out the randomizer and just looking at all the different sprites that are available. They're very fun. So for the first bit of Hell Logic here, I don't know if you wanted to set a timer on that. I guess you can go ahead and start it right now. My prediction is going to be like a 30-minute estimate. Some of these might take a little bit to do. Because some of these tricks are not necessarily easy. So the first one I'm going to show here, I kind of mentioned this earlier. Master Stalfos, right? Normally when you fight Master Stalfos, you require sword and bombs to fight him. If you don't have sword and bombs, you can actually go around them, which I did earlier with hookshot, right? I can use the hookshot to cross this bridge here. Whoops. Just pull that like this. Cross like this. Flip into this wall right here. And if I just mash the hookshot, I can just clip through the wall like that. Now, let's say I don't have hookshot either. I have, no sword, no bombs, so I can't fight Master Stalfos. I don't have hookshot, so I can't clip through that wall. What do I do instead? So let's go ahead and actually just reload the save here. We're actually going to use our boots and feather here. We are going to do a boot stash up here like this. We're going to push ourselves. Whoa. Okay, I didn't quite do it correctly there. Let's reload again. Whoops. Okay, let's actually put boots this time. We're going to jump. There we go. Push our way behind the pot here. We are going to do pit buffers into the pot. I don't think I'm fully in the pot. I can do a map buffer to check. Since I slid, that means I'm not quite in the pot yet. So we're going to continue to pause buffer until we hear the falling sound again. There we go. I'm going to do a couple more map buffers here. Just make sure I don't slide. I think it should be good. We just jump out. Just like that. So what the reason that works is I mentioned several times earlier, when you pit buffer, it slowly pushes you down frame by frame every time you fall, quote unquote, into the pit. Basically, what we do there is we fall into the pit far enough to push us down into the pot, which is technically walkable terrain, and then we can just jump off of it to get back over here to the top half. But we're not done yet because we're not technically all the way past Master Stalfos 1. All we've done is gotten to the mini boss. Normally there's a key block here. This was an already finished seed, so the key block is gone. But let's say we don't have a second key, which you often don't when you're coming to D5. When you're doing this casually, typically, or and a randomizer, typically you're coming here with one key just so you can actually check the rest of the dungeon. So I can't hook shot through. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm just going to... easy there. This is not part of the hell logic. You can just clip into the block like this. As long as you're right between the two of a pushable block. If you clip into the block like that, push up, it will push the block sideways instead of the direction it needs to go. So I can do that to sneak past here. And then this is where the hell logic part of it actually comes into play. I don't have hookshot, but I do have feather and I do have boots here. Normally, when you're going through this room, what you need to do is hookshot that little dragon statue up there to get out of the shroom. But what you can do is, with a boot stash, and you press, you boot stash here off the ledge, you can jump over to that far pillar over there, bonk against it, and use that to climb up the ladder instead. So there is a little bit of specificness to it. You do have to be holding right while you're boot stashing. For some reason, if you just do a neutral boot stash, it doesn't actually quite give you enough distance. So you have to hold right at the last possible moment here. So we go dash, like, whoops, I didn't mean to pause there, but nope, I messed it up. So dash right, just like that.
I missed that.
Yep, blankety miss it.
So,
All right, I didn't also kind of explain where you're supposed to jump. You kind of have to jump when you're like kind of inside this kind of background, not quite to the torch, right before it. That was a little too early. Oops. Just like that.
so basically you end up using the rebound you get from smacking into the wall to get onto the ladder.
That is absolutely correct. But even then, we're still not quite done yet. Because now we have a key block here. Well, we don't have a key block here because I already finished this dungeon. So I can't show this part as much as I would like to show it. But typically what you would do is you would push up against... well, I kind of showed it earlier. We did that shack jump where I like kind of mood walked into a corner and then pressed away on a key block. We would do that here as well. You do it to this key block to jump over here into the block. If I'm remembering correctly. But basically, I believe you can super jump your way over those blocks towards the pit and then pit buffer your way down. In this situation, what I'm going to do is just Whoops. Bonk on that pole right there. We are just simply going to boots dash. Whoops. Cross. Whoops. This is supposed to be the easy part. There we go. Just like that.
Going to say, this looks a lot easier than trying to hover in Link to the Past.
Oh, Link to the Past? Yeah, no, I never learned how to bomb hover.
Well, they have like the boot hover, and I'm like, I don't get it.
And this area is pretty easy. You don't actually need feather to get through it. Except for some reason, D5. D5 is a weird dungeon. What you're supposed to be able to do is normally you get extra height off of your boots bonk when you have boots on A. I don't know why it's not doing it right now. It's supposed to be doing it. It's weird. D5 is a weird dungeon. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. I think it has something to do with like if you launch a projectile in the dungeon, which I think I did on this save state. Oh, don't have feather equipped. Thank you. That's what it is. Hi, Dragon. How are you still awake? So we just bonk on the wall just like that. You can escape that room without feather if you don't have it.
Convenient.
So, and just like that, we are now past the Master Sacrifice. Now I can go continue the rest of the dungeon. How are you still awake? That's actually also a good question. Still fixing my sleep schedule, so I am still a little bit sleep deprived. But actually, I'm feeling pretty good right now. We're making money for charity. All right. So, on to the next trick. This is one of my personal favorite tricks. D5, we're going to do this 2D section without feather. How, you ask? Well, magic. So, I've got my boots. I don't have feather. This first room is actually pretty easy. All I have to do is just walk off this platform and then just kind of fall off the other one without letting it move. And then this part's free. All I have to do is just boots dash, and I can just bonk my way up here. Now, this room is the confusing part, right? Like, oh my gosh, how do I possibly get across all this? Well, it's silly to look at, but it's really cool when I pull it off. So we'll see how many attempts this takes. This is probably what's going to take me the longest more than anything else. We go bonk. I got it first try. Let's freaking go.
All
That's
right.
what's up.
That's pretty neat. That is a pretty nifty one.
Yes. So I'll try to do it again, and I'll go into a little more detail here. So first of all, it's free setup because you can just hold your boots as you're transitioning. You'll be holding boots for most of it. You basically have to hold down the dash button. You turn around when you're past the chain like this. So you'll turn around, you'll bonk on this wall. You'll use that bonk momentum to get onto the second elevator over there. From there, what you'll do, if you do it right, is you should be able to get onto the third platform like this, where you'll immediately need to start boots dashing again. But if you do it from too far to the right, or like while you're on the platform too far to the right, when you run off the platform, you'll actually just go under the last platform instead. So you have to basically make sure you're lined up about here when your boots dash starts. That way you fall onto the fourth platform, and it should be at the right height if you did the first half of the setup correctly, that you'll bonk on the wall, and you'll be able to yeet yourself up to the ladder. So that was the this is the trick that I expected to take the longest, because every small minute detail of this trick done wrong makes it just not work. Like I pushed the first platform too far, so I couldn't make it to the third one on that time. This one will not work because I didn't pull the second platform down far enough that time. It's very specific, which is why I'm really impressed I got it the first try. Because now I'm just not going to be able to do it again for a while. You can pull back too early on this one. Let's see if I can get it one more time. But we're not going to spend too much more time on it since we already got it once. Alright, yeah, that's probably good enough. You got to see it. It's awesome. One of my favorite tricks. It is expected in Hell Logic sometimes to get through there. And obviously you'll need a sword at the end to break through the crystals. So the third one. You kind of saw me cheat this one a little earlier. We're going back into Dream Shrine. Let's say it's the beginning of the seed. you've got nothing currently. You woke up, Mario gave you your power bracelet and nothing else. We're gonna go to Dream Shine. We're gonna get the right side check using only our bracelet. And you can technically do this without the bracelet too, but it's much more painful. It is in Hell Logic, but I haven't quite learned it yet. So I'm just gonna show you the bracelet method. So these are the mimics, right? They follow your every move. They do a crap ton of damage when you touch them, like 3 hearts of damage. When you're starting the seed, you only have 3 hearts. So you're gonna die if you get hit by this guy. What you can do is if you grab the wall, you can move him around without moving yourself. So what you can do is take the mimic, clip him into the wall just like you would if you were doing like a super jump or anything like that. And by being clipped into the wall, there we go, it pushes them out of the way just enough that you can just walk by completely unharmed. And so we do that for all 4 rooms. We just line them up like so, clip them into the wall. It's actually a little more forgiving than I'm making it look like. Push them around just like this. Clip them into the wall. If you have a feather, you can also just jump over them. That's actually not Hell Logic if you have a feather. The only reason this isn't Hell Logic is just because this knowledge is just weird. It's very, very obscure, specific knowledge that nobody has really paid attention to ever. It just makes too much sense. So yeah, that lets you get this check super early on. Pretty nice. And if they're your boots, great. Now you can just walk down here and grab that crystal. If it's feather, you can save quit out of this room. And you can actually get the other item here, doing naked super jumps. This is something I didn't have to do earlier because luckily I had my magic rod. But when you enter a room, as long as you don't change your directional axis, you can do super jumps with just feather and no other item. So right now I entered this room facing upwards, so I'm just going to keep myself upwards, slowly jumping to the left without turning my axis, and then I'm going to do the exact same inputs I normally would for a super jump, which is jump towards the wall and then press away from the wall, and I should just do the super jump, just like that. And that gets me access to this half of the room without anything else. So you can do this whole area with just bracelet and feather. And in Entrance Rando, all you need is feather. So that takes care of that one. Next one we're going to show off here. This is another entrance that's more if you have Entrance Rando on. This is Hell Logic that could be expected. So we are going to get that. We're going to get over to that chest over there with 0 items whatsoever. So the thing about pit buffering is pit buffering can only ever move you down. So you can never use it to go upward. So pit buffering does not get us to the chest in this situation. Instead, what we're going to do is we're just going to summon this Zol over here. Whoops. We're going to get knocked into the pit, so we're going to walk out and respawn him. We're going to make sure he hops up this time. We are basically going to let him damage boost us across the pit. So, with the proper set... Whoops. Like I said, these are not always easy, so these could take a few attempts here to do. You do have to make sure you're already on the pit when you take the damage. Otherwise, you just get knocked into the pit. You can see that one was closer, except the Zol pushed me downwards instead. The second Zol here is actually making this very aggravating. If you have a way to kill this Zol, do it. It's kind of a pain in the booty. So let's just say we have powder or something, right? We're going to kill that Zol so he doesn't get in our way. Whoops, we're still going to get knocked into the pit by this Zol. Just a little too fast there. I actually, funny enough, I did this, I did a very similar trick to this on accident during the Sunday run. Okay. Yep. Nope, not quite there. You rarely have the same problem twice. Nope, not high enough. feels wrong to see the actual Soul sprites instead of mute hopping Link clones. I know we've spent so much time with the meme sprites. This one's very tricky because you do actually have to make sure you're also in a correct position. If I'm too low when I walk into the pit, I'm just gonna fall immediately, and the Soul won't have time to damage boost me in. So what I'm trying to do here is, while I am summoning this Zol and making him jump upwards, I'm also trying to line myself up with this pit close enough that I don't fall in, or far enough away that I don't fall in, but also close enough so that when I go walk into the pits to the right, I don't just fall immediately. So we need to go up. Nope. He went too far to the left that time. He wouldn't have been able to hit me over the pit. So, like, this is a good setup. Oh, dang it! He just pushed me a little too far downwards. We go like that. Nope, I pushed it up too far.
You don't have a lot of control of which direction he pushes you, correct?
To a degree, you have some control, but not. I'm actually going to take a quick death here. Oh, I had medicine. Okay, never mind. Okay, I want you to jump up. The direction he pushes you is dependent on like where he hits you on your sprite. So he keeps jumping too high, and he's pushing me downwards because he's hitting the top of my sprite. Oops. Also kind of running out of powder here. Dang it. Whoops. Hey, there's a pit there. This is not the trick I expected to actually get hard stuck on here. But then again, damage boosts in this game are not easy either. Oh, didn't kill him this time. I almost didn't need to. I almost set that up perfectly. Oh well. Okay.
Well, the other guy made it across just fine.
I know, right? Dang it. Yeah, the timing on this is so specific. There is a reason why this is in Hell Logic and not any other difficulty. Excuse me. Okay, I'm out of powder, so I need some other weapon. Yeah, sword will work. Take it. Yep. There we go, we got it. Just like that, you can now check this check to your heart's abandoned. I did have a seed a few weeks ago I did where I did random start location, and I started in a place that only let me go into a connector cave, and this was a connector cave, and the other end of it was locked out by bracelet, so I required bracelet to leave this connector cave. The bracelet was in that chest. So first things first, I just had to do that check. It was fun. All right, for our next level of Hell Logic, what is this? Ah, yes. So we're now in Tall Heights. As you know, getting through this cave normally requires you to have a sword at the very minimum, right? You don't necessarily need feather, but it makes it easier for sure. You can push these guys out of your way here. And then you can just push this block right here, hit the crystals, push these two blocks, up the stairs you go, right? Let's say you don't have sword, right? That sounds like crazy talk. You need sword to break these crystals. How in the world are you ever supposed to get through? Well, let me show you. It is an excellent question. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of eke our way along the bottom of this pit here. So we're kind of clipped into this torch. We don't actually have to be clipped into the torch, but the lower you can get on this, the better off you're going to be. There has to be a better way. It sounds like an infomercial. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get as low as we can here without falling into the pit. This is definitely going to be plenty. I am going to make sure this Zola is dead, though, because this fire torch can get in the way sometimes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hookshot this block in front of me. I'm going to push said block, and then while the block is being pushed, I'm going to hook shot it so that I hook into it at the end of its movement animation. While the block is moving, I cannot actually hit the block. Its hitbox is just gone, and my hook shot will go right through it. But if I time my hook shot correctly, I will hit the block right at the end of its animation, and I'll pull myself into the block and be able to walk down on the stairs. Didn't quite make it there. I was just a little too late.
Why? That sounded like something you have to do in Tony Hawk back in the day.
What did? Sorry.
So that sounded a little bit like something you had to do in Tony Hawk back in the day. I'm gonna throw the hook shot, perform a 360.
Yeah. Do a kickflip. So close. Again, the timing on this is pretty tight. But obviously, you can't be too early. Otherwise, you just mirror canceling suddenly way harder. Yeah, welcome back to Link to the Past, Rando. Yeah, you can't do it too early. Otherwise, you just go all the way through the block. You can't do it too late. Otherwise, you don't get clipped in the block at all. And the reason you want to be low for this is because if you're not low enough, you'll clip yourself into the block and then you'll just get stuck in it because you won't be able to maneuver your way down.
Guessing if you're too high, it pushes you out of bounds.
It won't. It doesn't push you out of bounds. You just get stuck, like literally just get stuck in the block, and you can't go in any direction. So you just have to save and quit. Oh, come on, man. I know the timing is tight, but this is ridiculous. There we go, just like that. And you can walk through as normal. And there is, oh gosh, there is one other way to get through that room as well. I'm trying to remember what it is, because it might be worth showing if I can remember it. It's another way to do it without the sword. Okay, I think I do remember it, so I'm gonna give it a try. Do I remember it? Oh yes, yes I do remember it. Okay. This is still a hook shot method, but it's a little bit differently. It makes it so the timing is a little bit better, so you don't have to rely on exact timing of pushing yourself in the block. So what you can do is first you just gotta push the block. You can use the feather for this. Hook shot the block. For some reason, when you hook shot a block like this, when you're up against the wall, it actually pushes you up 1 pixel. So even though it doesn't look like it, I'm technically clipped into the top, the top wall by 1 pixel right now. So if I have a super jump capable weapon like a bow or a magic rod, and not my sword to break these crystals, I can just super jump off that wall into the staircase. So it's the same concept. What'd you say?
The second one seemed a lot easier than the first one.
100%. It is much, much easier than the first one. The first one requires strict timing. The second one, it's just, hey, you got a couple extra items. Let's make it a little easier on you. Both of those ways are considered hell logic as well. So our next trick here. Oh gosh. Okay. This is. You might recognize this. Normally we use either the rooster or the hook shot to get across these, get across this big old pit, yeah? This pit is 4 tiles wide, I believe? Yes, 4 tiles wide. Well, we can get across with just boots of feather. What we're going to do is we're going to not land there. We're going to land a little bit further. I'm actually going to transition a little bit to make this easier in case I fall. Okay, I don't want to fall into that pit. I want to fall into the farthest pit like that. So we're going to do some pit buffering now. There's one fall. We're just going to push ourselves into this wall right here. It'll let me. Come on. Need you to fall, bunny. Thank you. I don't think I'm in the wall. Nope, I'm definitely not in the wall. One more should do the trick, hopefully. Anytime now. Anytime now. Come on. Fall in the hole, you stupid bunny. There we go. Okay, I think that should be good. Push into a wall intensifies. Okay, I'm not shifting, so this should be good. Yes. Okay, so this is... I'm officially stuck in the wall right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buffer out the pause. I'm going to jump upwards and just cut the corner just like that. And that's how you cross that area without hookshot or rooster. It is actually possible to cross this chasm without the boots and just feather. It's just a lot more painful because you obviously can't get all the way to that corner right there. You have to jump to like there. And then pit buffer your way all the way to the bottom of the screen. Do the exact same thing I just did to get onto the cliff, but you're basically trying to get to that corner instead so you can get up across the chasm. So
just out of curiosity, are there screen transitions for the top and bottom of the style?
Oh, you so you were cutting out a little bit there. I think I picked up what you said. You were asking about the transitions there.
Are there transitions on the top and the bottom?
So those are out of bounds, and I will show you what's behind them. Give me just a second here. I'm trying to do this a speedy way that won't require us to do 50 million pit buffers. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now it should only require a few. Okay, I need one more. There we go. This leads you to here.
Another pit.
Yep, right into another pit. Whee! Let me just continue hurling this right into a pit. We'll find out together. I like that. Excuse me. I'm gonna get some water here really quick. Give me like 5 seconds. I apologize. I'm still here.
Okay.
To explain while I do this.
Throwing rabbits into a pit is the best way to complete
All the
science.
are connected with each other on kind of one single plane of existence. Okay, I'm back closer to my mic now. I'll stop yelling. All of the all of the tiles for like dungeons all exist on a kind of a single plane of existence, if you will. So if you can get yourself out of bounds, you can technically get to any dungeon via any other dungeon with some limitations. I believe there's 2 different underworld planes of existence, and each plane has its own selection of dungeons. Like, I don't think you can get to D1 from D6, but you can get to like D3 from D1. Is there any value use of this version of the traversal glitch? Are you talking about getting across that? Are you talking about getting across this pit, or just going through the floor down there?
I think they mean like hopping out of bounds from like one spot where you're not supposed to another spot.
Oh, so in the rule set, or I guess the rule set, for the randomizer, all logic, no matter how bad it is, even in hell logic, is always expected to follow the rules of the any percent no whoop category, which means no world warping and no out of bounds. World warping is basically going through any transition and having it not take you to where you're supposed to go. One of the classic cases of this is the doghouse glitch. Basically, you can clip yourself into the back of the doghouse in Mabe Village. It'll warp you somewhere completely different. And I can actually show an example of that after... Well, I can probably just show that here really quick. I just have to load my base game here real quick. Showing a little more than I expected to, but I guess we're not really on a time limit anymore, are we?
Nah.
So yeah, I don't mind showing some silliness of the game.
Last time we went out of bounds, we got soft locked instantly. So you know.
You're not wrong. That shouldn't have happened. I don't know why that happened.
Gremlins.
So let's see here. Yeah, actually this should work. I've loaded my Japanese copy of the game. I'm not trying to open that. Okay, so we're gonna whoops, not. We're gonna go ahead and erase that. So starting with a fresh new save here. We're gonna go ahead and wake up in bed. We're gonna talk to Marin here. We play the Japanese version for the speedrun because the text box is a lot quicker. Because of course they are. So we talk to actual Terran over here. He gives us our shield. And this is all we need to completely break the game. So we have a category called Fish the Pond. So this is the doghouse. You clip in like that. Now I'm suddenly over here, yeah? I'm obviously not supposed to be in the swamp this early on. But by using by using the doghouse, I can get all the way to the swamp, save quit, and now I've got money, and I'm at the house, back at Mabe Village. I can go fish the pond. It's a meme category, but it's a fun one, and the goal is to just fish the pond empty. But yeah, so this is the doghouse. It is the most common example of world warping. I'm going through an entrance that shouldn't exist and coming out in a totally different place. And I can actually affect where I go via the doghouse glitch by... I don't know all the technical knowledge, or like the exact like lingual side of things for it, but basically you can kind of change the state of the game, state of the doghouse, by killing enemies. So like if I come over here and I get my sword, just normal, you know, hoot hoot, normal speedrun stuff. As long as I don't save and quit, wow, I was not even close to being on the right horizontal axis there. So save quitting resets that kind of invisible number. But like, let's kill a couple guys on the beach, yeah? So we'll kill like 3 spinies, 5 spinies, maybe an Octorok as well. So my kill counter is currently at 6. I'm going to not kill anything else, and we're gonna go do the doghouse again. Just kidding, we're gonna kill 7. Alright. We've got 7 guys, we're gonna go to the doghouse now. Never realized how transparent that sword is. Yeah, very much so. The beach blends right through it. Do something on the wall. Now we're in a very glitched location. You can kind of tell it's D2. We've got Animal Village music playing for some reason. That was some interesting music. I don't know why that happened. There's Rolling Bones. He's having a good time. That's Elder Sniper Fuel.
Colorblind is messing with me because I think I see the roller.
Yep, that's Rolling Bones. He actually just broke my game by killing him.
He's killing Missing now.
Full on Sublock. He's killing Missing now. So yeah, that's the doghouse. That's an example of world warping. Technically,
It always.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. It always surprises me, like the weird glitches that people find, but then you have to wonder, like, what was that person thinking when they first found the doghouse glitch?
Right, though.
Like, was he just like trying to eat a bite of his sandwich while getting done with fishing, and all of a sudden he's like, "Wait, why am I in the swamp?"
These are these are questions I wish I knew the answer to, but we will never know. And then oobing out of bounds is just it's exactly what it is. You can't go on walkable tiles. Most innovations are born from sandwich-based chicanery. I love it. All right, so for the final bit of hell logic here, I'm going to show you one of the biggest things of hell logic is featherless logic. Very much, you can get just about every single, if not every single check in this game without the feather. And every check that you would normally require feather to do gets thrown into hell logic. So I'm going to show you how to totally navigate D8 without the feather. I've obviously already totally fully cleared this dungeon, but we're going to pretend like I didn't, and we're going to go through and clear everything. So for the purpose of, like, say we're doing a randomizer C, we're on hell logic, we don't have our feather yet, we need to go to D8. We have just about everything else we need except for the feather. So the first half of everything over here is pretty easy to do. It's just a matter of getting through normally here. You push the Roomba here around, that gets you that chest. You get the magic rod, you can come up here, light these fires. Oh, surprisingly, I haven't gotten this chest yet. Look at that, 50 rupees. All right, great, terrific. Moving on. I could push the Roomba again, or I could, well, actually, I can't do that trick because we don't have pegs in this room, so it doesn't work. So we're just going to go through as normal here. Oh, I don't have a feather across these pits. I could either pit buffer my way across, or I can use my boots to get a nice little boots bonk across the pits. I can go here, grab that. Now I can just fall in the pit. Get back to the beginning here. Next up, we got Rolling Bones. Pretty easy. Just kill him with the magic rod. Go up into here, kill Fire, get his drop, come back down here, grab your check down here. And now you've already completed everything on the left half of the map. So we'll just fall into the little sucky guy down here and go back to the beginning. Now we'll go ahead and kill this Fire again. We're going to go right side this time. This is where things start to diverge a little bit, yeah? So, we're going to hit the switch as normal. Run around the room. We're going to grab that check. Now, I can't actually boots bonk my way across lava. Unless I get a frame perfect boots bonk, it is impossible to get across this lava with just boots. So, we're actually going to backtrack over here to this room. We're going to equip our sword. We're going to go ahead and kill our favorite mimics. It's going to unlock the stairs over here into this room. This is the part where I'm just going to unequip sword. I don't trust it. Whoops. Okay, let's try that again. So you can actually boots dash across single tile gaps in 2D sections without bonking. So then this part's pretty easily. We just fall onto the moving platform. We bonk. Whoops. I'm stuck into the wall. There we go. Just bonk on the wall. Push yourself back up there. This room's pretty easy. We just kind of waltz over here. We grab our bracelet. Hit the switch. Now we're on the Smasher fight. We fight him as normal. Isn't that a cute little boy? F in the chat for Smasher. So sad he had to die. Alright, continuing on, we go into this room right here.
If he didn't want to die, he wouldn't have attacked. Or been carrying around that giant ball.
He just wanted to play catch. And we murdered him in cold blood.
Well, you were playing catch with him. He was just bad at it. If he didn't suck at catch, he'd still be alive.
Why is he so filled with blood? So anyway, we get the chest, we lift the pots, we come over here. This room's pretty easy. We just don't get hit by puddle-boos and work our way across the ladder. This part's also pretty easy. We just do boots bonks to push our way up here. Trying very carefully not to accidentally walk into the lava. It's very easy to do. So now we're in this room. We'll go ahead and bomb this wall here to go get that check. Now to escape, we're actually going to do a boots bonk here. Whoops. We're going to... Whoops. We're going to do a
That's the
boots bonk
temperature
here.
of the lava.
Yeah. We're going to, test the temp of the lava. Make sure it's not too hot.
Lava temperature control is very important.
Very. And we're just going to keep pause buffering here. Remember how I said earlier that every time you see the splash animation, it pushes you down a frame? we can continue to chain the splash animations infinitely until we're all the way across and we can just walk off. That was pretty fun. I gotta take a second here to remember which way you're supposed to go. I believe it is this staircase right here. But I don't remember 100%. So I'm going to actually make a save state here just in case I screw this up. Okay, yeah, this is right. So we go through here as normal. We can burrs, block us all ice, very cold. Boost bomb, so we go high, get some height to melt the ice, and then we're now over at the cue ball fight. Cue ball, we go into the room, we take our sword. Thank goodness I had keys. Item is normal. Oops. Perfect. Now, this is a little trick here. If you get a frame perfect wave dashing over lava, thank you, Fairy, for coming straight towards me. If you are directly on the edge of the lava and you get a frame perfect boots bonk, you can actually get all the way across this gap here without falling in lava. However, it is very, very tight. So instead what we can do is just do exactly what we did before. I'm going to do map buffers and then pause buffers to infinitely splash my way into the wall and then just do another boost bonk to finish the pit.
Pause buffering and map buffering. Other than map and pause screen.
So when you, whoops. Okay, well you get the idea. I'm not going to go do the room to room because that's obvious. When you pause, it advances the game 1 frame. When you map buffer, it advances the game 4 frames. So you can do map buffers to kind of push yourself forward a little bit faster. You can see when I did that bonk, I was kind of pretty high in the air. I wasn't even going down yet. So I do map buffers to advance it 4 frames at a time. So it kind of speeds it up a little bit. And then when I feel like I'm getting close to the lava, I can switch from map buffering to pause buffering. So I'm only advancing 1 frame at a time.
Alright.
Does using customized link sprites make it harder to line up these sort of pixel-specific tricks? Sometimes. Most tricks, no. But there is one specific trick that I haven't actually done yet that I could show after this that does actually require a sprite-specific setup. And I have one for the meme graphics. But I can probably show that after this as well. I don't think it's hell logic. I think it's technically glitch logic. But it is still a fun one to show anyway. But anyway, we've done quite a bit of the dungeon so far. We come up here, we hookshot our way across there to grab that check. If we have the bow, we can come down here. Well, actually, we should come down here anyway. We do the bow for that check. We come into this room. You can do this a normal way of walking around here, pushing this down, pushing that right. Or you can just flip into this block right here and do a sideways block push. Grab it like that. That way you don't have to worry about the BMOS. Or falling into the pit on your way back. And then if you need to, you got the feather, you can go get these pickups. Now we're going to keep going. Oh, wait. No, this is about not having the feather. Never mind. So you will not go get those pickups. So we're going to keep moving on here for now. We're going to come across to the top here. Whoops. Went right across to the Dodongos. Now this is the unfortunate part. If you don't have feather, you do have to fight these guys the normal way. Because unfortunately, the feather is the only way to get back up here after jumping down the cliff. So you just throw bombs at them, cry a little bit when they constantly dodge your bombs, then eventually go over here, or get your chest, jump down here, kill these guys as normal, get that drop. And I believe at this point, this is where you would want to go this way with your bombs and keys. Excuse me, Zol's coming through. So let's see here. It's a bonk. Whoops. I almost made it. There we go, just like that. Bonk across the pits. The keys. This part. Oh, you know what? I actually don't know if I know how to do this room. Will this work? I don't know if this will work. Nope, that doesn't work. Oh, wait, duh, you just do this normally. You just come up here, use your keys, and just hookshot your way across. Adobe.
Why do I feel like level 6 for your randomizer is going to be like low percent?
You said what now? Sorry?
I said, why do I feel like the 6th level for your randomizer after like hell mode will be like low percent?
Low percent?
It's like you only get 3 items to complete the game. Pick them well.
We call that any percent. Any percent is... Oh, please don't do this. Okay, good. There we go. Now we just write this down. This room's pretty easy. Whoa, hey, how you doing? And we literally just walk across this. So talking about Oob really quick. Oob is or out of bounds is any tile that you could not normally walk on. Or specifically any walkable tile. So like clipping into a wall technically isn't Oob. It's kind of a weird middle gray area. But like say I were to do a super jump from here onto those 2 tiles directly below me, that would be considered out of bounds because you normally would never be able to actually walk on that tile. So while I could just take this and do like an unclipped super jump, which you can do super jumps just like that, this is out of bounds because I've never been able to walk on this tile, or you're never able to walk on this tile normally. So you're not technically allowed to jump over here and then jump down to the right to get that without fighting the boss. So with that being said, we're gonna pretend I didn't have Feather there. And we're just gonna kind of continue on. What did you have any questions about that real quick before we move on?
Oh, I think I've got that.
Perfect. All right, so moving on, we fight this whatever mini boss is. Makes sense. Perfect. This room's pretty easy. We're just doing instead of a super jump, we're just doing a super hop. So we just dash down towards the wall. Whoops! I just moonwalked my way out of the room. That was pretty awesome. Sorry, we're actually going to dash towards the wall this time. Oh, come on. I need to see the bunny move 1 pixel before I actually... There we go, like that. And then you just do it away. Oh, that doesn't get you high enough. Wait, hold on a second. Is this... No, this is supposed to work. Well, this is awkward. You might just have to go hit the switch for this one. I'm not actually sure on that. Suspicious. Okay, I always thought this was just a boots super hop, but apparently it's not. I guess with this one you just gotta go back. Don't play around with this. It would be pretty easy to do because from this point right here, this is where you would hit the switch. You just have to go right. Oh, but then you leave the dungeon. That might need some experimentation later. Learning new things all the time, even when you think you know everything, you don't. So we'll just keep moving on, exploring for now. So at this point, you would, or at that point in the dungeon, you would save quit, go back to the start of the dungeon, and then repeat everything you did to get back to the point we were just at, to come back over here. And cross the way over here. So now we're back in this room. We've already jumped down. We've, coming across over here. Oh, this one's stupid. This actually is a frame perfect boot spawn, if I'm not mistaken.
So what's the difference between this one and the other one you did where you bumped the north side of the wall and made it across?
That was a pit. Pits are weird. So lava, obviously, you hit the lava, you drown immediately. The one I did like a screen down from here, probably, that was just over an empty pit. And as you've seen before, you can walk, quote unquote, across pits to a degree. You'll eventually fall into the pit, but if you're far enough to the edge of the pit, you can kind of skirt the edge of the pit and walk out of it before you actually start falling into it. So this one, I'm not going to do it because it's going to take an eternity and a half. But basically, you would do a boots bonk here, and then you would just start pause buffering and go all the way down to the bottom wall, and then start boots bonking your way across the bottom until you got to the screen transition. And then you would do what I was going to show earlier when I realized I couldn't, and lava swim. And I'm going to show off what lava swimming is with feather, because the concept will be the same. You'll just not have feather when you're doing it. So what you'll do is you will line yourself up with the... Whoops. Too hot, apparently. All right, let's try that again. Just gonna pause buffer, do the Jesus jump, jump into the transition. So at this point, I am doing my final boots bonk. I am all the way alongside the transition here at this point. I'm just going to transition, and while I transition, I'm going to use my sword. And now I'm swimming. Woo! And you can just walk out. But as soon as you walk out, you drown again when you walk back in. So we can use that to get over here. I'm going to have to ask Dragon about getting across this. This might actually just be a frame perfect boots bonk across that one on the right. That doesn't seem right, but also might be the only way. So then finally getting to the boss is just getting all the way back to this point, and then crossing over here using your magic rod. The vanilla way, if you will, of getting to the boss, just with more boots bonking. This is a puzzle. Let's see here. I've done this before, it's just been a while. I think I actually just did it first try. Whoops. See, usually by this point, I have feather, so I don't never have to worry about this. But yeah, it's just like that. It's basically just the vanilla way of doing it, and then you walk up here, fight your boss. If it's hothead, you cry because then it's a frame perfect boots bonk to get across the lava there. Wing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this. Honestly, it's so frame perfect that it's probably not worth showing off right now. Honestly, if you ever have to do a frame perfect boots bonk, just cry. You can make a random category for featherless. It exists. It's called Hell Logic. I guess technically you'll never really officially be required to boots bonk across this unless you're doing randomized instruments. That would be the only situation where you would potentially need to do a frame perfect boots bonk, because there's a potential of the feather being behind this room. But that is like a 1 in 200 some odd chance of it actually being there. Hello there, Loki. Welcome. We finished our seed. We're in the middle of a Hell Logic exhibition right now, which actually I think I just finished up. that was actually the last thing to do for Featherless D8. So I guess the only thing I didn't really show off was how to get that chest one screen to the right and up, which I thought I knew, but apparently I am mistaken. But that's what I got. We can always run around and show off other random fun things. Actually, we never did go out of bounds, did we? I never showed how to do one of the crazier broken things of super swimming.
You haven't yet, but I was curious. What was your most favorite thing to learn how to do in this game?
It would be D5 2D section to get to Master Selphos 4. The one with the chain platforms and the boots.
Okay.
That is my personal favorite trick in the game. It was fun to learn. It was a struggle. I was like, this is impossible! Like, when you're trying to learn it, because it definitely feels impossible. But then once you do it, you're like, ah! Like, You feel like $1,000,000. It's a very fun trick. It is very particular, but like once you actually know what you're looking for on the setup and like know what the inputs are, it's a very fun trick to do. Okay, I went a little too far in the warp here. So this is one of the only glitches that is actually banned from every category. Well, just about every category. So, right now what I've done is I am currently swimming, as you can see. I have used the screen down below. I could also use this corner right here to clip myself into this wall right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a super jump. I'm not actually going to do a super jump. I'm going to do the inputs for a super jump. So I'm going to push towards the wall, push away from the wall, and press A. And now I am fully capable of walking anywhere I want in the world. There is a reason this is banned in just about every single category.
God mode is banned. Got it.
Yeah. Yes. There is one small caveat to this trick. Never transition down. And there's a very... If you ever transition down, your game hard locks.
So what happens if you go all the way to the left or all the way to the right?
Or you can go all the way up.
Or all the way up, yeah.
Some clip. Oh, perfect. I can actually show it again right here. So I'm just going to clip into this wall right here. You also can't super swim. Like, you have to do it off of a ledge that's normally jumpable, like this ledge right here. But you can't do it off of vertical ones like the one over there, unfortunately. It doesn't work like that. It only works on sideways one. So we'll do it again. So you can still get literally anywhere in the game you want. There's just some more caveats. We're in the raft minigame now. So actually, this is the edge of the map. If I were to go right again, I'm now in the mysterious woods.
So full loops.
So
Complete loops.
what happens if you go all the way up to the top? Does it loop you around to the bottom?
That is our next destination. Let's head up there and find out, yeah?
All right, well then.
Whoops. Hey, there's bits there, by the way. It sure does. Takes you all the way to the beach. And then if you ever get to your destination, you want to transition down, all you have to do is jump, and it deletes the status of your super swim. You can now transition down without the game hard locking you, and now I'm all the way across the map.
Convenient!
Convenient and illegal. Highly illegal. I think the only speedrun category that actually allows super swimming is no stew, which is no screen transition of World War? No. God, what the hell does the ST stand for? I forget.
Stinky tacos?
It's not a category I run. Dragon's mad at me because I can't remember this. Dragon, how are you awake? Have you been awake this whole time? Well, I think that's really all I've kind of got planned. Is there anything else? Sure. Is there anything else you guys have seen you want me to kind of fiddle around with? Or are you guys kind of ready to wrap it up? It's been like an hour since we started this. I know I said it was only gonna be like 30, but
honestly, you've answered pretty much all of my questions and shown me a lot of cool things. So, what about you, Kate?
I think we should probably wrap her up, because it's about dinner time for me, and, yeah. This was amazing, though. This was definitely a redemption.
Oh god, you're summoning the roosters.
You have decided you no longer wish to live as a bunny and have attacked the chickens. Got it.
Yep.
Come on. There it is.
Cuckoo casts Cuckoo Swarm.
Chicken attack. Perfect. Well, while I'm dying to cuckoos, I guess I'll promote myself a little bit if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Please, go ahead.
Fantastic. You guys can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/pink_Batman12. If you loved what you saw today, feel free to come give me a follow or even to subscribe if you're feeling really feisty. I play a lot of Link's Awakening DX. When I'm not doing this, I play a nice variety of other games as well. I'm currently replaying Warcraft 2 right now in anticipation of a Warcraft 3 remake called Azeroth Reborn. Oh god, I have medicine I gotta work through here too. So that's what I'm kind of currently working on right now. Otherwise, there's also the LADX community. I've seen the command. I don't remember what the command is, but if somebody wants to post a command in chat, feel free to join the Discord. If you're interested in learning the game or even just playing the randomizer casually, yeah, we've got a lot of tools. Yes, my lord. Yes, yes. Yeah, we've got a lot of tools available to get even total fresh faces into the randomizer.
All right. Well, Forsaken, why don't you take us on home?
Well, just wanted to say thank you for everybody who came and watched this run and the expedition. And remember, this is for the Burn Children's Fund. And have a good night. Also, thanks for being here with me.
Oh, fun fact, if you kill the Coco, the Coco store stops.
All right.
I learned something new.
That is a great thing to go out on. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.